What's the difference between Woody from Toy Story and a priest?
Oh my God.
I know this one.
I don't know.
Woody goes limp when a small boy walks into the room.
Oh boy. Anyone else got one?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, go on then.
What does a deaf gynecologist do?
I don't know.
Reads lips.
Oh.
So I was speaking to my Jewish uncle the other day and I asked him to borrow $5 and he says $4. What do you need $3 for? Go on, Marlon.
Good evening, Internet.
Shalom and welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse. I'm Rabbi Reg and today we'll be reading from the Torah to find out how Jewish people own so many small businesses. Now scroll to the part of the Torah towards the end, you know, the bit that looks like if the toilet paper when you go in and think, I'm going to have to be frugal with what's left here. Yeah, scroll to there. Anyway, Marlon, take it away. Oh, I've got such ailments today. I've got mucus everywhere.
Oh, Muriel.
Muriel.
Right, welcome.
Marlon don't know what to do.
Admin.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
It's going to be one of those, isn't it?
It's midday recording. What are we doing?
Right,
go.
admin, buy shit. Unfortunately, you can't buy anything because we ran out of stock of nearly everything.
Don't say that. No, you've just that's the worst sales pitch in the world.
I'm really good at selling shit.
Yeah, just don't.
Buy shit now. Go to the website, www.
We have got stuff left. We have got stuff left.
We got fuck all in stock.
Are you trying to stop people buying shit?
Well, there's nothing there to buy.
Well, someone might go on there and find this. We got the size that they need.
Yeah, we got some sizes of some stuff left, but not a lot.
Jesus fucking Christ, this is hard work.
We've got a big reorder coming.
Yes.
On good shit. I'm not telling you what. It should all be here a couple of weeks, hopefully. And what I've had a few messages. If it's on the website and in stock, just fucking order it because it will run out of stock. And don't bitch and whine at me when it runs out of stock. Buy it when you see it.
Oh dear.
Patreons, you're fucking amazing as awesome.
Yes.
As awesome.
Giveaways going on the Patreons. Yeah. They'll be getting first fucking look and first shout probably on the new merchandise we've just ordered. New designs, new t-shirt designs are nearly, they're probably ordered by this point actually.
Yeah, it should be ordered.
Yeah, sweet. So they got first look in and first shout and all that good stuff on there. So if you want to become a Patreon, you can from as little as £1.25 a month all the way up to fucking £6 if you want to be a true fucking patriot of the podcast. Podcast patriots is what we should call them. Oh, but no, scumbags suit them better. They're just human trash.
Yeah.
So if I do see you in the street and you tell me you listen to the podcast and you're not a patron, I will kick you into traffic. So there's something to remember. I think that's it. Other than a massive shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Holy Fucks. Oh, I've been using them as an accountancy firm and that's how I've made my millions. Oh, they're just wonderful. Oh, Lord. Everyone in here is just looking at me like, Reg, there's a line somewhere. There's a line. No, seriously, shout out to Kieran and the team over at Orly Fox for sponsoring the podcast. They're absolute fucking heroes. They'll save you all the money they can when it comes to your end of tax year and all that good shit. Like we always say, look at this lovely shit we got. See us what we're drinking now, Marlon? Is this a tax write-off?
It is.
It is, because it is a part of what we produce, the podcast. So many things can be associated to your business if you try fucking hard enough, and Orly Fox will help you do such things. So
these things include, but are not limited to, fleshlights, beer.
To be fair, we could probably buy another fucking Kenneth, slap it in the bar and be like, well, we need it because Kenneth has become such a staple of the podcast. Yeah. And if he were to go missing, we'd need another one to replace it. Imagine putting that on tax form.
No, you just put it under prop.
Prop, yeah, true. So yeah, massive shout out to Orly Fox. You can look them up at www.orlyfox.co.uk. On Instagram, they are at Orly Fox. They'll be tagged in the pin post, all the fucking good shit, episode description, all that jazz. So hit them up for all your accounting needs. It's mad that an accountancy firm sponsors this shit show. So yeah, support the brands,
mind-blowing.
support us. Yeah, wonderful, awesome. Right, let's go.
Reg, who have we got into this week tonight? What's wrong with my words today?
I don't know, mate. We are joined by the one, the only, the Mad Pineapple, Mr. Matthew Schultz, all the way from fucking Switzerland. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. How are you enjoying the greatest country in the world?
Greatest country in the world. Yeah, not bad, to be honest.
Yeah?
Great meetup. Lovely taxi from Bristol. Shit car, but...
Oh, yeah. She's a honey.
Well, of course, you haven't got the Clio anymore. Was that the fucking
I took the piss wrap.
the hearse? Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking decked the hedge on the way down there. Mirror glass fell out.
No.
That's right. It's heated, so it was held in.
What I don't understand is it is the tightest roads to get down to Bristol Airport. The tightest roads in the world, yet you have an enormous amount of traffic flow. I bet there is probably a proper way to go down there, but we all know the rat runs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fucking hell. So I was the flight, mate. You flew EasyJet, which is one above Ryanair.
Oh, I don't have Ryanair, do I, usually?
Oh, no, you don't. You not have that over there?
I think only the English people use Ryanair, to be honest. We used to have Powder.
Powder? Oh, was that like a skiing?
Yeah, exactly. We used to fly out of Sion, where I live in the region, and they went bankrupt because obviously English people didn't come to Switzerland enough because we're fucking expensive.
Yeah, yes, you are. When should we go to Switzerland? Oh, yeah, just fuck that mortgage payment for 3 months.
Well, put it this way. My plane ticket cost me less Bristol and back than it's going to cost me in a train ticket to get from the airport to my house.
No!
It's fucking mad, isn't it?
And they wonder why there's so much pollution in the world when plane tickets are that fucking cheap.
Exactly.
Oh, fucking hell. So did you enjoy last night? We got on the piss quite heavily, didn't we?
Ah, yes, the mega pint of cider.
Oh, it was England versus USA last night, and we got a bit excitable. We got a bit excitable, yeah. Me and Keith spent so long tidying this bar, making it all nice and spangly, and then people started throwing pints at each other and being sick in pint glasses. And I said on the way down there, I said, "Yeah, go in that bar," and he'd be like, "Well, I fucking cleaned all this. This is a fucking shithole. No one cleans up after themselves, them cunts." Was that pretty much it, man?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I thought it'd pretty much be word for word. Oh dear. And we're also joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Toucan Van Dam. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Reg. Thanks, mate.
That's all right. Anytime. Nice little intro for you there.
Come back for another clean up.
I'll give you a brush to push around in a minute.
We didn't even brush. That's the one thing I was like, fuck it. What is the point? And there was no point because they were throwing pints over each other.
To be fair, when I walked in, I thought, fuck, do we just like clean out? Do we just blow the place up? Start again?
Do we just get £5 of petrol on a match and just
run the D7 through it and then start again?
Just claim it as a total loss on the insurance. Fuck them. Oh dear. So how have we all been? Are we well? It's been a bit of a day, hasn't it?
It's been a day, yeah. What have we done today, Reg?
Partially deaf.
Yeah.
What?
Who didn't take fucking ear protection? We went clay shooting this afternoon.
I think the majority of us forgot.
No, I didn't.
I was going to say by the opposite side of the table.
Me and Matthew were fucking all sorted away.
But we're fucking idiots.
I am the poshest cunt when it comes to ear protection. I have my old pair of Bluetooth Samsung earbuds. I don't use them anymore at all, but they weren't really good because they hold really well. They got little ear things on them. They still the fucking chain cases still got charged in them. I've never used them for like fucking 2 years, but they're fucking brilliant. I'm like, oh, what's the point? They work fantastic.
Yeah, mate, if they work.
Yeah, they fucking do. I thought, well, to be fair, I lost them the other day, and she found them somewhere. I mean,
Washing machine.
No, well, did
bed?
they go through the wash? One of them. I've had a pair that went through the wash. Most sad. Thing is, the moment you press that button, you can't open the door, can you? And you just see them going round and
Bye-bye.
round. Yeah, they're
Bye.
like, yeah, literally, they're like,
Adios.
bye, just filling up with water, like, bloop, bloop, bloop. And I'm like, you didn't check my pockets, did you? It's not my fucking job to check your fucking pockets. Oh yeah, clay shooting was fun then. Yeah.
Yeah, had a good crack down it, didn't we?
Yeah,
I'm still fucking hungry though.
I was couldn't shoot me 12 more for loving the money, but fucking that pump action, I was fucking dusting them. You know, 20 ball beast. Yeah.
Interesting little shoot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was wet, but other than that,
Yeah, a
fucking
little bit
lovely.
wet.
All sorts of positions getting fired from.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Can it shit off the hip?
The gunslingers.
Ow.
Oh dear.
Thought I
So
was from the Wild West.
how's everyone's week been? Marlon, we'll start with you. How's your
Yeah,
week
it's
been,
been all right, mate. Fucking busy at work.
Yeah?
Leading up to Christmas.
Because are you having a week off?
Yeah,
Or
so
is that what you do?
I
I don't understand what.
Shut on the 23rd, reopen
Fucking
next
hell.
year.
Do you? How many days off is that then? That's like
So a week, I want to say.
It's a short one this year, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
a short one. The 23rd to the fucking second. That's like 10 days, isn't it?
Fuck me, Reg. I had 4 weeks off last year, didn't I?
Yeah, well, you had a load of fucking holiday to use up, cunt.
Was it 5 weeks? I can't remember.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. I work every fucking day through the holidays.
Wait!
Oh,
Just getting my
he's getting his tiny violin out.
little violin out here.
Yeah, thank you to Chris Bradford's partner for that one. The Duchess, cunt.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
leave that there because I got a feeling I might need it again today.
So you flat out then?
Yeah, flat out, fuck off. Really fucking busy. Loads of shit jobs, but nice to watch the game last night.
Yeah.
Fair few fucking beers.
Shit game, shit play.
What happened? Like
I don't know. Everyone was
lost
saying
themselves.
everyone was saying that this is England, sort of our sort of generation of our. I can't. Words evade me. Fucking hell! I'm fucked. I'm so hungover for the amount of bad football that was playing. I think I drank to make up for it.
They were dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, nothing really to report. Oh, I ordered a new fridge.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Is it Wi-Fi enabled?
No.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say yes.
It does have.
Oh God.
So like, it's a big boy, double doors.
Oh Jesus.
There's nothing wrong with
Where
ours.
the fuck is it going?
There's nothing wrong with our fridge, but Beth wanted a new one, so
No, you got two.
yeah. It's got a little flap in the door.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute.
A flap?
It's got a flap in the door, so you don't have to open the whole door.
Oh, and let all the cold out.
Yeah.
Oh, so if
So I'm going to fill that bit with beer.
Oh, so you have like one section that you can like get to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite clever actually. I thought it was going to be one of these ones with the glass. Seen that? You got like photochromatic, I think it is.
Oh,
Glass.
it changes.
Yeah, electrochromatic. Yeah, so you tap the glass and it goes from black to turn the LEDs on in the fridge, and you can see through to see what's in there.
That's nice.
So instead of like doing that thing that every man does, which is open the fridge, stare at it, and go fuck all in here, and shut it again. Even though there's plenty of food in there,
Yeah.
it just involves doing something, not just taking it out of a packet.
That's what I mean.
and
That'd take the fun out of it then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true.
What are we going to do for 10, 15 minutes when we get home? Means I've got to fucking talk to the missus, isn't it? Exactly. That's my excuse to get back. I just want to look in the fridge. Nothing's changed, but I'm still looking.
She's just there on your right hand side, and you just open that fridge door to block her out, and you're like, oh, peace.
Even my 2-year-old started doing it.
Ronnie, time for bed. Fuck off, mother.
Just
I'm
look
having
in
a
the
look
fridge
at
a
the
minute.
fridge. What about yourself, Matthew? How's your fucking week been, mate?
I thought you were going to ask about my fridge.
How's your fridge been
I'll
this week?
sit
son?
here. We talk about the most hot topics on this podcast. If we want to sit here and talk about fridges for an hour, we fucking will.
Well, have a laugh. I'm building a house, as you well know from the Patreon discussions. I had to choose my kitchen this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bend over, no lube.
How
Exactly. Bend over, no lube. Exactly.
How pricey is that over there? Because kitchens just in general aren't.
So
a
should we
cheap
start with the
endeavour.
price of the house and then go down to kitchen parts?
Yes.
Okay.
It's good. What
House has been so we're building.
Yeah.
So you don't do it. You don't do like here in England. You don't buy a house and upgrade to another house and shit. You usually either buy a house and stick with it for life.
What?
Yeah. Well, you're going to find out when we hit a price, and then or you do like I'm doing. You're building something new.
So you bought a plot of land.
Yeah, I bought 510 square meters.
How big's that? Is that
I
like,
don't know. In
what bigger as
units.
my property here? Right? Is it most obviously bigger than that? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, peasant. Yes, it is.
No, not that much bigger.
Right. Okay. What's that going to be? Like a 3-bed, 4-bed?
5-bed.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
Well, yeah, I suppose if you've got the land, may as well fucking do it, and you can
Yeah.
afford
So
it. Yeah.
3 stories.
Jesus.
Underground. No.
Cellar.
So cellar. Then normal, and then sleeping rooms.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, that's going to cost me 930,000.
Pounds.
Oh no, only Swiss francs, and that's estimated without the problem with the building.
Oh
materials
yeah.
and
Oh,
shit at the moment.
sorry, mate. We had to go down. Why do you
Exactly,
actually? Do you get that in Switzerland?
Oh,
Do you
yeah, they can try.
get? Oh. They can try.
I've already told the architect I want to see it every Wednesday at 5:30.
Yeah, you've
for
got
a half-hour meeting, and I want to find out what the fuck is going on my site.
The thing is, you have to I know it's
Be on
like,
them, like-
you have to micromanage them. And I know
You do realize they charge you for that, right? They
What?
call it in Switzerland. They call it
consultancy or
I'm trying to find my fucking English words now. Direction des travaux is they pay for somebody to supervise the building site. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
They pay for somebody to supervise the building site. They will bill you for it. Okay.
So you
then
so you
you've
have you got like a site manager.
Yeah, and then you've got to check in on them because they're never on site. They've just billed it. Okay, and so like, oh, this is easy. We can stuff another 50k on the bill and we can tell them to fuck off.
That's the same in the UK.
So like site supervisors, yeah, and then the person who's like the job you're doing of making sure that the supervisor's doing his fucking job. That's what my wife does. so if you want to employ her, and then check on her to check on him to check on the builders.
So yeah, I've told them I want to see them every week. And they're like, "Oh, are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah."
You have to micromanage them because I'm not trying to tar all fucking tradies with the same brush, but
they are lazy cunts.
No, it's just they will take the piss. They all will. I mean, it's like every trade, but builders are fucking notorious for it. I've dealt with enough of them to know.
I mean, that all depends really if they're on a price or on a day rate.
Yeah,
really,
that's it. If they're on a price job, they want to smash it out as fast as possible. But if they're on fucking piece rate labour, they'll be like, and same
they'll
thing.
milk it.
But and fucking if they're on hourly, forget about it.
So yeah, that was the first part. So now we know how much it costs. So it's like, okay,
so 950,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah.
You said that's going to be
about 890, I think, 880.
Oh my god!
See, you can't have two of those.
No.
Maybe you can, you Jewish cunt.
Please don't insult my religion.
So yeah, then they obviously tell you can go get your kitchen. I was like, okay, got to book it with the missus and book it with the babysitter because obviously we can't take the kid with us to go and check on it.
So you went to
fucking hours,
or to a like kitchen showroom place. Yeah, but that's
three fucking. Oh, but I really want that jet black sink. Why?
So it can show up all the watermarks.
Exactly. I was like, okay, you get this and this and this and this. And I told Marlon yesterday on the car, it's like, we got 18 grand to build that kitchen. Okay.
18 pounds?
No, well, yeah, Swiss francs, make it 17, whatever it is, the conversion rate is. And we do the choices, we go through it. My wife said, oh, this is gorgeous, I like this, I like that, blah, 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 blah. And just like, yeah,
it's not a hideous price, really. I'm 17. No,
fuck, she could have a fire pit and a stick.
You've got a good point, no?
I'm not being funny. It's not.
Does your fridge have like a little flap in it? You can open?
Wait till we get.
Is that fitted with all appliances?
Well, I said to my wife, so I'd like
that's a couple of
the only thing I want in my kitchen that I want to be able to say I want is I want an American fridge. Okay?
Yeah,
I want a big fucking 560 litre fridge.
Jesus, that is fucking big. I got a 500 litre chest freezer somewhere else,
exactly.
And that is enormous.
So I want one of those, and she was like, "Okay."
Is that where Maddie is?
Shut up, right?
So like, she was like, "Okay, but you do realize it's not very nice. It doesn't look pleasing." I was like,
"Make it look pleasing."
I don't give a shit, to be honest. And so come to the prices and say, "Okay, we go through that." And she says, "So the kitchen you've chosen is now a 29,000 francs."
Oh my god!
And that's without the fridge.
What?
And you got to fit it yourself.
And I've got to fit the fridge myself. So I was like, okay.
Is that price fitted, the kitchen? Or
yeah.
not?
It's not fit and all put into place.
It's still not good. But.
So I was like, well, you've got to find 10 grand somewhere to knock off because I'm not paying that for that fucking kitchen. And she was like, well, you've chosen them. I said, no. I told you we had a budget of 18 grand.
Well, stick to it, like.
You said, oh, don't worry, I'll tell you when you go over budget. You didn't, you cunt. No, she didn't. I fucking hate saleswomen men that do that. It's like, oh, but now you've chosen it, you can take it. No, do your fucking job.
Well, they're always on the upsell, aren't they? That's the thing.
Exactly.
They're on commission.
And then she said, so you're not buying a fridge with us? I was like, no.
I'll go somewhere else.
You don't sell American fridges, I'll buy my own fridge.
Get somewhere else.
Started looking into the price of them. Huh, fuck me. You can start from anything from pretty much 800 Swiss francs to, if you're really lucky, 7 grand.
That's it, yeah, fridges go fucking mental.
For a fridge.
I know. It is
Think
insanity.
of beer storage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, not a bit fun. It's pretty cold this time of year. Leave it all out in the garden.
Yeah.
True. Well, we have freezing temperatures at the moment. I told Marlon, yesterday morning we had -7 already.
Cool.
So yeah, beer at -7, no good.
No, that's no bueno. Have a lot of broken cans in that fucking temperature. I know. When my last fridge went fucking haywire and the thermostat stopped. So it just constantly, the compressor is just running all the time, just throwing the fridge into a freezer. All my beers exploded. I was so angry. I go in there and just like beers everywhere. She's like, oh no, my Prosecco. I was like, fuck your Prosecco, bitch. The fucking lid was off of that. All it did was freeze in the bottle. All my bottles of beer and fucking cans of piss just burst. I don't fucking know.
Is this a thing in England too? Do you have like the vegetable compartment in the fridge?
Yeah.
Like only used for beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the salad crisper.
That apparently is international.
Or what you do is you go and buy all the vegetables and all the salad, like my wife does, leaves them in the fridge for a week, doesn't touch them, then throws them out and then buys some new ones and doesn't actually open a single one of them or use them.
She'd get on really well with mine.
Yeah. I think it crosses international borders. You know, this
Everyone around the table's nodding.
Everyone's listening's like, I fry out fucking 4 icebergs every week, shag.
I told you, useless piece of shit. They're saying the same thing about you.
Oh God, women, God love them. Yeah. What about your week, Keithy? No more gas mates?
No. Killed anyone with a digger?
There was a water pipe.
Oh,
But I mean, it had to be hit to where it was going. But yeah, no, it's
Christ, the gas has only been turned back on for the DPRC, and now we can't waterboard any cunt. I mean, re-educate anyone with using water facilities.
Re-educate.
no. I've moved on to another job now, so I'm a little bit closer towards the Salisbury area, if you want to call it that. And, it's quite a big job actually what we're doing. But again, it's all drainage and stuff we're putting in, and it's like, yeah, pull this run through here, and the guy's like, you know, I want you to dig it this deep in one point, but next to it you got to be this high, and then you got to be this high on the next bit. So like, it's all fucking stepped and shaped, and it's all a pain in the tits. But when we're going through, he said, oh, there might be a HV cable running through there. I was like, oh fucking hell, right? Well, at least you can find a HV cable because you can scan it off on the ground and spray them up. It wasn't one. Like 5 of the cunts in there. So yeah, it's been one of them, but
They only knocked out one villager power then.
yeah, no, it's not too bad. We've just been against the clock really because it's again we've kind of come into a job where because the main contractor's kind of cocked up on a colossal level with their sort of shit and the basically like the what do you want to call it, like the time scale of the job. So like this phase they'll do this, next phase they'll do that, next phase they'll do this. Because one bit's kind of been missed out, they're now trying to bring everything closer this way so that then they make the time for the latter part to go in, which means we've now got to come in and get what we'd normally do in a couple of weeks in like 5 days, for an example. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're like working as hard as we can. But matey boy run the job, he's like, you know, you can come in Saturdays if you want. And the site hours do go until 7 at night. And I went, yeah, good for you, mate. 5 o'clock, I'm going home.
Bye, Felicia.
Because, like, you know, I've still got an hour and a bit drive to get back in the evening. Like, I've still got a life to live. I'm not fucking spending 14 hours on your site working, mate. Like, I'm doing 12, 13 hours a day anyway.
The days of being a single man with no responsibilities are long since
even
gone.
That, it's a fucking open bloody field in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking boring. I'm not going to spend all day out there, am I? Come fucking lunchtime, I'm bored shitless of it already.
It's just boring, isn't it?
Well, it's just been...
Nothing around me, like.
It's been very mundane. It's like the same shit every day for the best part of a week and a half now. So it's like the same dig, but like 300 meters long, you know, and when you're there doing repetitive shit, it fucking does my head in, yeah. You just want a bit of... variety's the spice of life, as they say, innit? And,
absolutely.
Friday, yesterday, I was done with it by 2 o'clock. And then we worked out we didn't have the right bits bought in for the job we was doing, which was their problem, not ours. And was like, well, we can't put them in. We just, fuck on home, ain't we? So yeah, packed up shop just after 4 and fucking got on the road, which some people are probably screaming at me going, Friday, 4 o'clock, you fucking mental. We've gone home by lunch.
Yeah, but there's the other fucking people that are just like, well, Friday's any other day, work till 6 o'clock.
Well, no, exactly, that's it. So, but there's no point hanging around if there ain't fucking nothing you can do, is there?
I'm always of the opinion that.
But no, other than that, that's, no fridges, no kitchens, no gas pipes. Just the same old shit. And
what fridge do you have, though?
A white one. The fuck do I know? It just keeps it cold. All I know is the youngun's in there every 5 minutes opening the fucking door, hiding the shit in it.
Hiding from his mother.
Fucker will shut himself in there, right? You know what? I'm done. Fuck this.
He's got nothing left.
I can't be doing with a fucking earache from you, woman.
And other than that, it's just been another week in Keith's blooming machine. That's it, really.
That's
so
right,
nothing to report back on.
Reg, how's your fucking week been, mate?
It's been alright, mate. Yeah. I can't remember. I didn't say. No, I didn't say. I got a new dog for everyone that's listening. Who you've probably seen, Frank. He's a fucking legend. Yeah, he's sound. I have also been watching. I've been watching a live action soap. Right?
I think I've seen that. Is that
No,
the one?
you haven't. But no.
No, I've seen it advertised.
No, it's not the one you're thinking of. I've actually been at work. I work next to some Welsh people, and I've been watching a live action soap unfold in front of my eyes over the last few days. So there is Welsh guys that work sort of next to where I work, and I can hear them quite clearly. They're generally quite loud people, the Welsh. Anyway, and I was sat there working away, and I can hear one of them, and I'll do my best Welsh accent here. And he goes,
Meh.
he just goes, I thought they fucking lent it to you, you prick. Well, he's not in the fucking toolbox, is he? And anyway, mate, he's there. I can see him, like, he's rummaging around in this toolbox. And he goes, wait, the only thing you're going to find in there, mate, is your fucking common sense, because you never seem to have it with you, you cunt. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to go off. Anyway, he was looking for some tool, didn't find it. And he said, I fucking lent it to you. I swear to God, you fucking had it. I lent it to you. He said, no, you fucking didn't. Anyway, and he just goes, my mother always told me if you hear these words come out of a Welsh man's mouth, you know shit is about to go off. He said, I'll tell you something now, right? Yeah. I was like, oh no. My mother said to me, never work with you because he said you were a cunt. And he goes, well, that's interesting because my father said they never work with you because he said you were a fucking boring prick. And I was like, oh, fucking Jesus. And he goes, well, that's what you get for working with family, innit? Turns out they're cousins. So, what was unfolding, I don't really understand. I didn't really understand.
Did he find his tool?
Well, anyway, I thought it was going to be a fucking murder because these two were going at it like most days. It would be like, oh, what are you? You've even brought my fucking tool back, have you? He said, I never fucking had it in the first place, you fucking cunt. So I'm driving to work. One of them fucking packs. I turn up. I said, oh, where's old fucking Taff or whatever his fucking name was? I don't know.
Jones.
Generic Welsh name. Yeah, Gareth, we'll call him. Where's Gareth? He said, oh, fucking, he's gone. I was like, what happened? They say he fucking packed it in and left. He said he took packed up his toolbox. He never found his fucking tool, but he's gone back to here. So I was like, oh, right, shit, fucking hell. That's what it was. Next day, I'm driving to work, and right. So I go up there, and I'm like, Shag, it won't happen to be a Makita fucking half-inch gum, would it? He said, oh, fuck me, you haven't found it, have you? I said, yeah, it was on the road there. Oh, Jesus Christ. He said, don't fucking tell anyone. He said, you know what? Keep the fucking thing. Don't tell anyone. They'll never hear the fucking end of it. I was like, no, you have it back. He said, fuck it, I'll stick it on my Facebook Marketplace tomorrow. It has been the greatest fucking thing. Every day I found out a little bit more. It's like, oh, they're arguing. Oh, now they're cousins. Oh my God. Gareth's left. And then I come into the story. They break the fourth wall and I'm involved in the soap opera. So,
Have you put an offer in on the Makita drill though on Facebook Marketplace?
I was fucking tempted. It was proper fucking tradie spec. It was big. I sort of thought to myself, I thought, what the fuck are you arguing over this piece of shit? So I saw it on the road and I was like, oh no. I was like, I think this might be the tool. Is this it? Oh, fucking hell, mate. Oh, God, just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Actually, no, fuck it. I'll put it on my Facebook Marketplace. Honestly, working behind them is one of the most entertaining things I've ever had in my life. All they do is just scream at each other. That's all they do. Like they also, like, some of them live there as well. So they've got these like welfare cabins and shit. And so you've got the fucking Cardiff City fucking flags everywhere. Anyway, I had a bit of a fucking problem with some drainage. And the drainage was like flowing into my building. And I was like, fucking, like flooding it out. Anyway, so I was like, it was pissing rain. I thought, fuck this. And I just plumbed my drainage pipe into one of their pipes. Of course, next day I come in. Fucking hell, the septic tank's overflowing! I was like, oh shit, wrong pipe! They didn't luckily, none of them actually cared enough to do anything about it. Just let the septic. I was like, fuck, when they undid my my sort of gypsy-fied, jerry-rigged fucking. I just found a block. Why isn't shit pipe meant to be brown, isn't it? Like, is meant to be that sort of orangey brown generally.
Well, yeah, they got like a grey one as well. I mean, it can vary.
Well, I thought it was black, so I assumed that was like drainage water. So I just plumbed straight into that, and thinking like, well, they've obviously hooked up drainage, so I'll just hook into their drainage, save it might flood in my shed.
What if they put like a temporary service in or something?
Yeah, it's all just like propped up with breeze blocks. And
it's probably fucking perforated pipe, mate. To be fair, isn't it? It's probably leaking out on the way down to the septic tank.
Well, I looked at it, and it had there was like it started with a fall, and then it was a flat, and then there was a little rise, and I was like, this is horrendous, but I'm going to put it in there anyway, assuming that it was drainage. Turns out, no. There was
the laws of gravity on that one, didn't they?
Welsh turds going around the yard. Oh dear. Well, yeah. So that's been my week, mate. It's been entertaining to say the least, and long may it last. I hope maybe next week we'll find out that Gareth has come back and is demanding his tool from Facebook Marketplace. Oh yeah. So that's good. So Matthew.
Yes.
The man from Switzerland, the man who can. So what do you do for work, mate?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, the tables have turned.
There's two international men of mystery at the table
Exactly.
today.
No, I work in all things related to private security.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that from, you obviously got previous experience in the armed forces, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. Not previous. I'm still active.
Oh, you still, of course, is because can you explain to the listeners and to me, because I'm half retarded, about half. All right, 3/5. Can you explain to us how the Swiss army works? Or it's a militia? Do you call it a militia?
Oh, sure. Okay. I'll try to make this simple.
Because I am 3/5 retarded.
No. It's just it's fucking weird to any country that doesn't have a militia. To me, it's bog standard. I wouldn't even think of it differently as it. So, if you're a guy at 18, you receive what your marching orders, your first marching orders, saying, "Come into recruitment. You've got to be tested for 3 days." End of story. That's how it works. If you're still in school, you can push it back a year.
Right.
If you're in university, you can push it back until you're actually out of education to go into the army. Once you go to recruitment, you have 3 days. They put you through mental and physical tests and shit, make sure you're not batshit crazy. And then from there on, they stick you into whatever place they've got open.
Right.
You have 4 categories in itself. You've got armed forces, so Swiss Army. Then you've got the second part, which is also Swiss Army, but it's civil protection, is where I'm in.
Oh, right.
Then you've got the third part, which is, I believe your term is civil service.
Civil service.
There's people that go, I don't want a gun because I believe that snails have a life. There's shit like that.
Yes.
And then you get the real weird ones that you just can't trust them with anything.
And they get taken out the back and shot.
This is not 1939 in Germany, my friend.
9.
But maybe they should do it.
They only did that with the people like me who are 3/5 retarded.
And then from then on, it's pretty simple. You go to basic training for 6 months.
Right.
And then you serve, if you're a soldier, you serve until you're 35, 4 weeks a year.
Wow.
And if you're like me, an officer, you go up to 40 or 45, depending on who they've got to replace you.
45, your age 45, not 45 weeks a year.
So yeah. I serve about 4 weeks a year. I had a day on Friday before flying up. I had a half day. And yeah, they just stick you with new recruits and new sergeants and new sergeant majors and stuff like that. And you sort of got to, as an older officer, you've got to sort of make sure they learn the ropes and figure out how it works and not be, because there's a big difference between, well, Keith will back me up on this. There's a big difference between going through basic training and then actually doing something.
Yeah.
That has something to do.
So I think what you guys have got in Switzerland then is what we would have here as what was known as the TA or the reserves, but it's national service for you guys.
Yep.
So whereas obviously in the UK it's a voluntary thing, obviously where you're from it's a voluntold.
Exactly.
You got to do it.
And because it's Switzerland, if you can't for some reason get into the army because you like frogs and shit, you've got to pay.
Oh, really?
4% of your annual salary.
So it's, you can be like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But you have to pay for that privilege.
Well, they don't accept it. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to do the army. You've got to sort of find a reason. So
justifiable reasons to not do it. Yeah.
And what's really bad about it is you've got young kids, 18, 19-year-olds coming in saying, oh, I don't want to carry a gun because I believe in life and shit. And then when they're 25 or 27-year-old, they want to go into a job where you've got to go through your, what do you call it in English? your personal file. So the state holds a personal file. What do you call it in English?
We don't have, the state doesn't hold personal files.
You must have. For your when you pre-register for a gun, you're
Well, yeah, but
you've got to make sure they haven't got a criminal record.
Oh,
but
right,
if you
yeah.
fail, if you don't want to go into the army, like you say shit like I don't want to own a gun because I believe, that will go onto your record.
right,
So imagine then when you're 28, you decide complete change of heart, you want to become a policeman.
right.
Could be a story. It's happened to somebody I know. So he goes up and they check through your file and they go, so when you're 18, you didn't want to hold a gun because you believed in life. Like, yeah. Well, you're going to go through recruitment again. You're going to do your civil service. You're going to do your service. And then you could apply to being a cop, because you can't be a cop and hold a gun and say you couldn't do it to be in the army. That just doesn't work.
Fair enough for that.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, I think. You can't just pick and choose.
Yeah.
Exactly. But how smart are you, honestly, when you're 18?
Pretty fucking dumb. Like,
Exactly.
pretty fucking dumb.
And I mean, Switzerland's got some weird places it sends you to. I mean, it'll send you to the bottom of a bunker in a mountain for 6 weeks.
Yeah, man, tell me more about the bunkers. I want to know what the fuck. Like,
These eyes went wide, didn't they?
come on. What we all laugh and joke about the bunkers.
Is that
and
where they
shit.
keep the gold?
What gold?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
It's just rumours.
What are they? Because we've always been told like about these Swiss bunkers and
Yep.
that, and then all your like every tunnel you've got is wired to blow, and he's like, oh well, you know, I can neither
Okay.
confirm nor
So
deny.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
No. Do you know when our sweet Uncle Adolf Hitler turned up in 19...
Uncle Adolf, mind.
Sweet Uncle Adolf.
in 1929 and decided to take power in Germany, Switzerland sort of went, this smells like shit.
Yeah.
Switzerland being a very small country, 8 million people.
Is that all it is?
That's all it is. And now, but at the time it was 6.2, I believe,
Jesus.
which is not big, really not big. I mean,
No.
to put into perspective, London's got more people than Switzerland. So they were sort of like, if one of the big countries around us decides to invade, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Mm.
So they decided to what they call the Schiffnen plan, is whatever cunt was in charge was called Schiffnen. They decided to call it. So they've dug holes into mountains. You've got fake chalets. You've got fake hills. Seriously, where I live. So I live between 2 mountain ranges. So
Yeah.
mountain range on the left, mountain range on the right. In the middle, you've got a river flow that flows. They have built fake hills that are covered bunkers.
What?
And they've been-
what's in them?
All sorts, tanks, planes.
Oh, so it's like some of it's storage, some of
Yeah.
it's
Maddie.
it's not. No.
No.
You're thinking Portugal.
Think more golden.
Golden, Maddie.
I'm really interested to find out if you do that here too, Keith. We've got what they call atomic bread. So they've made bread and they vacuum sealed it with alcohol so strong that it won't die. You know, it just won't mold
Yeah,
over. It won't
never
do
get
anything.
rot. Yeah.
And they leave it there, and you could, in theory, I presume, open it up and eat it at any time to, in case you couldn't get hold of food.
That's fucking mad.
Is that something you do?
So I can neither confirm nor deny.
There's from what I vaguely remember, there's certain bits of infrastructure still like within the UK and places that I've been before, but what's there, I don't know. All I do know is allegedly. So a camp that I was on.
What are the key codes?
A camp that I was on many months ago.
Many months ago.
What used to happen is you'd go to this place to do sort of like specialist trade training. So like whether you was like a sparky or a plant operator or whatever, and you'd spend however long it was there, do your course, and then you'd fuck off to your regiment. When you'd finished the course, what they normally try and do is bump you on guard for a couple of weeks, because they're just like, we've got to do your signing off performer, or your like handover, like get all your paperwork sorted out, get you to your regiment. It's just a load of shit. It's just free bods, isn't it, to go down there and do a bit of guard. So
they're not daft.
so you go around to like the ammo bunkers, make sure it was all safe. You do like night shift, day shifts, all this sort of stuff. And underneath that camp, which was next to an old naval camp down in the southeast, there was a fully functioning hospital underground. That it was there, but it was all closed off. But I think that was built during the war, but it was still there if it was ever needed. So And the same was in Germany as well. Like, you know, there was all these rumours going around that there was interconnecting tunnels between the camps, because I remember the places that we were based on were old Bundeswehr camps, which were sort of like pre-war.
Yeah.
And then there was all these interlinking tunnels and stuff that go to all these different places. There's all sorts of shit in the ground, mate. Like, you know, what's in them? Who knows?
We were speaking with Catman off air when he was round last, and we were on about, he does a lot of sort of urban exploring, and we were on about this, what was it called, Marlon? It was something pit or something mine, wasn't it? And there was a red door.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's
that is
not too far from us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the one you're on about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like nobody knows what behind the red door. And I like spent ages on Google and actually found that somebody had been down there and actually taken like official photographs.
You can get into it.
What, behind the red door? Well, apparently, yeah, but the fucking thing, apparently if you touch this red door, right, it's in a mine, then there's a big red fucking cast iron door, or like not cast iron, but you know, big metal door, and it's monitored. If you touch it, the police will be on the exit of that fucking tunnel when you come out, be like, what are you doing? Don't touch the fucking red door. Like, big red door, don't go in. Like, it's got written all over, like, don't fucking enter. And it's like, the military know, there are cameras there, like, and apparently behind it is, like you were saying, it is basically it's not an ecosystem, but it's somewhere that a massive amount of people could have lived should, you know, the fucking UK have been decimated by nuclear war. And there's like you say, there's a hospital, there's a kitchen, there's broadcasting facilities, there's fucking phone lines, everything. They got everything down there, and it's still all there, still been preserved. They haven't fucking taken nothing out. It's
not
weird as fuck, man.
It's obviously not. It's not no secret that, you know, I don't think it's just the UK or Switzerland. I mean, we know, excuse me, in America
they have Denver Airport, and everything is under there.
There's a lot of there's a lot of infrastructure all over the globe, you know, because of
course,
like, you know,
you have to
crisis or something that's going to potentially happen. But then, you know, what you got to remind yourself, if you know something like that was to happen, I mean, you're like Matt, with, you know, like this red button gets pushed, right? Oh, quick, get to the underground bunkers. You're in there eating your fucking bread that's soaked in bleach and all the rest of it. But how long can you do that for?
Not long.
Exactly.
Not long enough to survive the red button in any case.
No.
But then, yeah, exactly. Then you got to think how much time you've got to be living like a fucking hermit under the ground, and then when you've got to surface at some point. But what are you going to surface to?
Fuck
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have nothing there. You're going to have nothing to farm, nothing to.
Wrong button.
Cheers, Marlon.
He's trying to read what it says. No.
But you would come up to nothing there, wouldn't you? There would be nothing there. There'd be no infrastructure. Do you know what I mean? You would be able to sustain
Japanese,
yourself.
they know. Cheapest rice fryer in history.
I mean, to be fair, if we knew, like, or something come about that, oh, there's going to be a massive nuclear war, I ain't going in no bunker.
Yeah, fuck no.
Fuck
Actually,
that.
got
I'll just
nothing
stand out and watch the bright light.
Yeah.
You just as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gone in a flash,
You
literally.
wouldn't even
It'll
fucking
be
know, would he?
fucking thousands and thousands of years before you can even.
That's what they look like. I shit you not, that's what they look like.
Matt's just showing us some secret military bunkers. Is that an artillery piece there? So literally you got like a fake chalet on the side of a mountain.
It'll look like a
fucking howitzer barrel poking out of it. But from the sky, it doesn't look like anything, does it?
They decided that was the best way to keep Switzerland safe, and talking about explosives on certain parts of.
Yeah, is that is it true that all your fucking tunnels through to your country are rigged to blow?
When the plan was made, it was 1939, 35.
Isn't there one? Is it the one?
It was before.
Does the Mont Blanc go to Switzerland, or am I?
There's several tunnels that go through Switzerland to Italy to France. Several of them.
I just blow the one up to France for fun. Fuck off.
Can we just blow France?
I was going to say, can we just blow France? No, so but when the plans were made, obviously it wasn't like it's now. There wasn't as much aerial intervention and shit like that. You couldn't just fly in and do what you do now, or drones or anything and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
it was all land-based war.
Yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
It? Yeah.
So where they'd had the most access, the three main access to Switzerland, I think 3 or 4, they'd rigged the main bridges to blow. And I think they only took this, don't quote me on this, I think they only started taking the explosives off 10 years ago. And obviously they can't just tell people, oh yeah, what's your job today? I'm taking 7 tons of C4 off a bridge today.
That just shows how much you don't trust your neighbours, even fucking 70 years after the war.
Why would you trust them? The French built a wall that was useless. Germans fucking invaded Poland. No, seriously, why would you trust your neighbours? You're on an island. You don't have the problem.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we're going to sink in a minute.
Oh, shut up, fucking EDL Marlon. Fucking bloke.
So yeah, that's about your Swiss tunnels and explosives and shit.
Mate, that's so interesting. Your country is just, it's such an outsider.
Well, I've told you, come over, do a Switzerland doghouse. We'll go shooting, drink some beers,
Yeah,
see my fucking fridge.
go to your, go to your public shooting range that isn't privately owned and then just drink some beers on the range.
I don't see a problem with that, to be honest.
Neither do I, but it's just such an alien sort
Do you,
of...
do you know what made me laugh earlier when we was up the flipping shooting ground? Obviously, Matthew came up to me and said, see, in Switzerland, we don't have to shoot from cages. We can just walk around the range and shoot what the fuck we want.
Exactly.
Like your shooting positions
No,
on
mate.
that thing.
So, okay. Where we went today shooting, you've got your wooden,
Yeah, the sort of...
whatever you want to call them,
shooting
cages.
stands.
cage.
Okay, yeah.
Sta- it's not a
Cages.
cage.
They're fucking
It's a
cages.
stand. Trying to restrict you, man.
Exactly. So initially I shoot skeet and trap. I'll do some what they call hunting parkour in Switzerland, which is very European in
Right.
itself. You're still Europe, even if you've left the fucking EU.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that. Don't worry.
Unfortunately,
but I
you
know
can't
that-
get away.
But yeah, I was.
What was it you said to me last night? So I said, because you're not in the EU, are
Wish
you?
we could put a
And he go-
fucking motor on it.
He goes, no, we saw that for the shit show it was back then.
We did. They asked us, we're fuck now.
Well, to be fair, Marlon, we have got a moat around the country and the fuckers still get in, didn't they?
Well, what, if we put like a big outboard motor on the bottom, can we like push ourselves over to the States or something?
Make them swim further.
EDL Marlon.
United Kingdom of America, like.
Because that's going to make dinghy shooting complicated, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I was thinking about taking the kids down the beach in the summertime. Like, you ain't got to buy the dinghies, they're just laid up on the beach, aren't they?
Oh my God.
Free with an outboard motor as well.
Just kick out a dead Somalian child and there you go. Happy Christmas, kiddo.
Make the fucker paddle it.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway,
So back to the shooting stand.
Sorry, yes.
I do skeet and trap. So we don't have fucking cages. You just go up. There's 5 people stand next to each other on a trap line.
Yeah.
Like go pull, boom, pull, boom. Okay, I've shot my 2 cartridges. Off to the next one. And we'll just go around in a circle. No fucking cages. No restriction on where you point your fucking gun. We're not dumb. We've all got.
Well,
we've all got guns at
that's
house.
it.
the
Everyone
thing.
has-
You've all been trained in firearms and firearms safety.
Trust me, there's still some fucking idiots, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, there always is.
I was talking to. I think it was Keith. I was talking to. One of the things we used to do to our recruits when they're not good with their guns.
Shoot them.
That's frowned upon. But have you ever seen those mini masks you can get in a celebration box?
Mars bars.
Mini Mars bars. Okay?
Yeah.
Take one of those or 2,
Yeah.
put them in a loading chamber, rack a few, like if you're racking a few rounds through the gun, then get them to clean it.
Oh, you evil
that's
bastards.
sticky.
Getting
Yeah.
that fucking action cycling. Oh,
Put it this way, they're generally after that very careful with their fucking gun.
Things there's nothing
No,
that's
we-
going to get that out. It's sugary,
I s-
sticky, greasy.
I saw the inside of your hat, San, earlier. Jesus Christ.
Look at him there. Fucking hell. Still cycled, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, she's gorgeous.
Did I hit a pair with a fucking... Oh, shouldn't shoot fucking clays with a shot with a fucking pump action. Just got to take your eye off the target. Fuck off. I blew the fucking pair straight out of the sky.
straight off the hip.
Back right out of it.
Clickety clack, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Such
no,
a fucking cool action.
if we had blokes that flipping were no good but a rifle, we used to take it off and give them a stick.
Yeah, that works. So, yeah, that works perfectly.
There's nothing more embarrassing when you're going out on an exercise and you've got to
I've
walk around
heard-
with a fucking stick. Or
This
like
is true,
there's a
then.
wooden cutout. Well, obviously during basic training, they used to have like a sort of plyboard cutout of like an SA-80.
Yeah.
So obviously when you used to go back to your room, you could like practice like your fucking rifle drill, all this
Yeah.
sort of shit, like, you know, positions, and people like test each other, like, because that's what it's all about. So like you got that through training, haven't you? But then when you get to your regiment, like you're out on exercise and someone fucks up, like, right, give that here, give them a fucking bit of wood. And you're walking around a wood line, mate, with a piece of fucking wood in your hand. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I think, yeah, was it you?
nothing more
I
demoralising.
don't know if it was you or somebody else that told me, it might have been an American, that like they do the same thing, but then when everyone's shooting, they have
gotta
to
go
shout
bang.
bang.
And honestly,
Bang, 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 bang.
Well,
On the GPMG,
honestly,
like.
yeah, we I think I was down in Purbright when I was on my basic training, and there was one lad, he was an absolute fucking mong, and yeah, they gave him like a wooden SA-80, and like we're going out doing like what they call like pair fire manoeuvres or section attacks, this that and the other, and like we're storming up this fucking hill line, and we're like fucking contact front, and brrr, fucking bang, 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 as we rounds going round, and he's there like that, and the section commander's like, oi! He said, your fucking gun's not making no noise. Bang, 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 bang. Because, you know, you obviously, you know, you shout out like magazine, fucking back in, like, fucking,
Stoppage, working
Yeah.
parts forward.
fucking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And he's like, bang, 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 bang. It's not a corner here. Bang, 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 bang. So, oi, give him the Jimpy. Idiots.
Oh, fuck's sake. So what's so you guys are all, like you're saying, you're all obviously part of the militia, or most of you are. So you are supplied with a rifle, am I assuming?
Well, several.
So what,
well,
by...
several. No, okay.
By the government.
By the government, of course. I showed you the video last night. My mate was on guard duty, right? Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
We have to fight like fuck to get a firearm in this country. They don't make it fucking easy.
Okay, so you come
And they're
out.
handing them out like fucking
And they-
sweets
yeah,
over
and
there.
they're like, oh, you're a male of military
Well,
age.
here.
Here you go. Here's a gunny.
Get this. My sister's now serving because she decided at 28 that she wanted to go into the army.
Fair
No,
enough.
fuck not. And she said, "Oh, can you go through the drills with me?" I was like, "Yeah, but if you fuck them up, I'll treat you like like you're in the army because they're not going to give you preferential treatment because you're a girl. They'll probably be even worse." And she was like, "Oh, so what am I going to get as a gun?" I said, "Well, where did you integrate? Which battalion? Which regiment?" She was like, "Oh, airport security and safety." I was like,
Well, here's a club.
No, they get what they. Do you remember the old 6 hour P210?
I don't know SIGs very well.
They still have a clip on the mag underneath that you've got to hit with the palm. Worst handgun in fucking history.
Who makes SIG? Is that American?
6 hour.
Yeah.
No, is it American SIG?
No, it's part Swiss, part German. What it used to be at the start. Now it's probably owned by the Italians.
Hey.
Oh no, but they are. Look, what's it called? Holland have been bought out by Beretta.
Have they?
Yeah, ages ago.
Oh, I didn't fucking know this.
Rag Ammo Tech.
Go
which
slip. I won't.
Rag Ammo Tech that supplies most European high quality rounds owned by Beretta. Seriously, Beretta bought like half the gun industry.
Fucking hell.
They bought Holland.
Yeah. I suppose if you buy that, you've got dick swinging rights, haven't you?
Exactly.
That's like buying the Queen.
But I think initially, if you look it up, 6 hours probably. I think it was part Swiss, part German. And
Why
then,
you got given us such a shit gun then?
well, it wasn't a shit gun at the time, but it came out in
I was gonna say it's not
1945.
1940s anymore.
It's the equivalent of the Colt, the 1911 Colt that the Americans got.
Oh god.
But they never actually upgraded the 210 version. So they've gone higher. The one I use is a P226.
Yeah.
And even that they've upgraded to now, I think, is an SP 2200, which is a SIG Pro 2200, which is mostly polymer and metal. I hate it. I hate guns that are made of polymer. Especially a handgun. Probably you've never shot any, maybe, yes?
Yeah,
America?
I shot a Glock 17.
Glock 17.
It's a lovely gun.
It is not.
Go on, let's go. Go on. What's wrong with it?
You can be a Glock fan, and you can be a SIG fan, or you can be a Colt fan. And if you're a Glock fan, you suck cock, that's all.
The thing is, times have changed. I mean, like the sidearms we used to have, like, used to be like SIGs. Then they had the Glocks come in. But then you look at when my dad was still serving Northern Ireland, we had the high power Browning. And that's...
What's that?
High power Browning is a gorgeous gun in itself. Longford, a British company,
Yeah.
have remade a new version of the high power, British made, but fully machined.
Oh, right.
And it's supposed to go out onto the market this year. Obviously not here in England.
Oh, we'll make them, but we won't sell them.
So can you carry, like...
No. So we're not Texas.
You can't have it on...
No, we're not Texas.
There's no need for it, really, is there?
No, but we're talking about guns issued, and otherwise you get a SIG 552, which is standard now.
Right. And that's all, this is all
it's
9mm.
No, that's 556 NATO.
Hang on, what? 55? It's a handgun that fires...
No. So SIG 552 is the
rifle.
Standard issue rifle.
Yes.
And then handguns now are between a P226 to P210, to depending what section you're incorporated into.
And that's all 9mm.
Yeah.
The handgun, yeah.
Most you won't find maybe, and it's a big maybe. You'll find a few now in 5.7. The Belgian company FN.
That literally fires a fucking rifle round.
Yeah,
that is mental.
Nasty piece of shit that is.
Well, it would be a handgun that fires a fucking rifle round.
The reason I think the reason FN built it was because they wanted to get a round that they could put in their P90. So their assault rifle. Well, not assault rifle. I think it's. I don't know the classic term in English, but in French they'd make a difference between an assault rifle and a minigun. There's not minigun. It's not the right term.
Like a submachine,
like an LMG,
submachine gun.
Yeah, like machine gun.
Yeah, like machine gun. Yeah. So what they wanted is you could carry the same round for that gun as for your handgun.
Right. So you only had to carry one load of ammunition.
The FN 57.
Yeah.
And the P90. P90, took on or not. It's a goofy looking gun. It's
The
not.
coolest looking gun in the world. And was it a Helix Mag, isn't it?
It does its job. It's beautiful. It does its job. It's beautiful, but it's not. It's not a beautiful gun.
No, it's not.
The handgun, the FN, was taken up really quickly by Secret Service and shit like that.
Well, it would be just super.
Because it goes straight through your class
Anything,
your
yeah.
class A body armor. 9mm. It'll stop 9mm, but it won't stop that shit.
No.
Go straight through it.
Fucking cool, man. So cool.
Yally.
So so at home, you just have as much ammo as you want.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, you could just. I was telling you last night. I can go in, give my ID in. So I'm going to a shooting ground on Saturday. Yeah, okay.
How many rounds you
What
want?
do you want? Well, I need 20 gauge, 12 gauge, 9mm, 45 ACP, please, and I'd like some 338 Lapua and 75 by 55, which is a Swiss round. Okay, how are you paying for that? Cash? Yeah. Okay, off you go.
And the whole idea behind this is that you have an entire nation that's a standing
Yeah.
army.
Well, put it this way: you walk into Switzerland now, and you're unwanted in itself, and you want to go through a town. Look at Ukraine at the moment. How long it's taking the Russians, or at the moment, to flee, but when they came forward, how long it took them to go block by block and sorting a town out. Imagine that you've got Switzerland. Every single
yeah.
household
Is
has
armed.
got a gun
And trained.
and he's know what he's fucking doing
And
with
that's
it.
trained to use it as well. That's the main thing.
I mean, movies are ridiculous. Where it's like, oh, I can shoot somebody 200 meters away. Mate, if you're 20 meters away, I could line you up with a beer in my hand. No, seriously.
Yeah.
It's dumb. And I mean, I've got a 22 long rifle and shirts, which is a lovely competition rifle. I can hold 100 meters out. I can hold a coin, £2 coin, easily. Not with a scope on it. You know, one of those
With iron sights.
Yeah, exactly, mate. 22 costs nothing.
Yes, they do.
You can
Cheapest
put
round.
you can put a bullet in somebody's head 100 meters out. Why the fuck would you want to try and come into that household?
Yeah.
Don't
Seriously.
invade Switzerland.
Why would you? Why would you even try? The cost in human life would be fucking massive.
Yeah.
And then they invented bombs,
Yeah.
rice fryers, and
Did you find the same thing when you were out in Afghanistan, Keith? Because obviously I think every household's allowed one AK-47. Was that how it went? I think.
I didn't really spend too much time with the locals, sort of asking how they got on and what they used to hold in their households. Do you know what I
I
mean?
was too busy shooting them.
No, I mean,
I'm joking.
most of the time they're off their nut on opium, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or washing in a fucking ditch, or, you know, making their old foot bread and shagging goats or donkeys, digging in. Yeah, I didn't really get...
Such a well-cultured man, Keith, aren't you? Such a high opinion of the country you invaded.
I wouldn't say it's my opinion, it's just what I saw.
Yeah, no.
You know,
piss, mate.
fucking sat there one night and I thought, the fuck's going on in the distance over there? I said to one of my mates, we was doing like a blooming Sanger duty. It was like fucking 2 till 4 in the morning, like the death hour. And we're looking out, it was about 200 metres out. Like, we knew there's a road. And I was like, the fuck's going on in there? Like, there's movement over there. So we're like, looking for the night sights and that. We can see these fucking eyes and everything. So we've radioed back through to like the guard room. Said, hey, look, can you
Shag.
stick the camera up and fucking boom in on grid, whatever it was, and have a look? So, we can't. It's fucking bad weather coming in. You'll have to blooming put a shimuli up or something. Like, fucking light them up, see what's going on.
Was that like a big flare?
Yeah, it's like a 1,000-yard shimuli. It's like a tube with a little rocket in it, and you like send him off, and he goes up in the air, and he goes pop and fucking
Lights up.
Like, goes. It's got like a little fucking what
We've
do you
seen
wanna
them
call
on
it?
the
Like
movies.
yeah.
like a parachute, and it just like comes down like really slowly.
All right.
So yeah, my mate was like, yeah, bang this fucking shimuli out. I was like, sent the fucker up, almost set the fucker on fire. He weren't digging in. There was a fucking Afghan bloke hanging out the back end of a donkey.
No.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like the weirdest fucking moment of my life because we didn't know whether to laugh or fucking think, what the fuck's going
I bet
on?
that thing's got quite a long burn on it as well. So you're like, well, what else am I going to look
Yeah,
at?
but
Yeah, it was.
did he stop or did he carry on?
Oh no, he went one way, the donkey went the other, and it was a little bit like you couldn't write it, mate. It was just But again, I don't know what they keep in the households. Do you know what I mean?
Shagging.
He did. The donkey didn't. I didn't know it was a fucking laugh cry of a wank. I was like, what the fuck? But no, I mean, like, to be honest with you, the local people, they didn't really have nothing. Like, you know, we got members, they were being protected by Taliban to a certain extent because I mean they were obviously growing the poppies and the opium for them and all the rest of it, and then, you know, obviously keeping stum. Then like the Taliban would obviously pay like local people to be informants or something, you know, or like you get like your dickers and stuff that go out like giving information. So
Is the dicker the one that was doing the donkey?
Probably, mate. Yeah, he's supposed to be watching us, but he's too busy looking at the back end of him, wasn't he? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we never really had any problems with the locals apart from the fact they were fucking useless. Like, you know, what's going on here then? What's happening? Like, to be fair, we used to just go off what we called atmospherics, like, you know, presence of the abnormal.
Yeah.
You know, if they're no longer here, something's about to fucking kick off. Like, you know, there's no kids running around the streets. They're all fucking hidden
It's
away.
probably rigged to blow.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much. So we never really had time to sit there and chat with them. Like, we had one little kiddie. He was a little arsehole. He used to like pretend to be
So
your
we shot
mate.
him.
Oh, I know. He used to throw stones at you, and he's just a little prick. He was, but
So I shot him.
he was one of them where, like, if you was ever doing a job, like, you'd put like your ring of steel out, and he'd be out there nicking your shit, nicking all your equipment, trying to fucking go in your pockets, and it's
Then I shot him.
fucking pistol whip the little cunt or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, get back, you bastard. Yeah.
But the so that, like, I'm trying to like compare with what Matthew was saying about how he's like pretty much the whole country's armed and trained and, you know, like standing militia, standing army. Were the Taliban like half handy with their weapons? Like, I mean, like,
Well, how
and what I'm
handy
saying
you
is,
have to be
were they
with
a good
AK-47?
fucking shot? Were they were like, you know, them having these
I
weapons?
think-
Was it a waste? Not a waste of fucking time.
I
Do you know what I'm
think-
getting at?
Yeah. I
Was
think
it more
I'm
for
butchering
looks rather than...
Kind of, but like, I mean, like, were they a trained army? Is what I'm saying.
some were, some weren't. I
Right.
mean, it was very much hit and miss. I mean, you could have
I expect you
guys.
A bit
Which
like
were
Reg
just-
this morning then.
The boys that were still fucking that had fought the Russians in the 80s. I expect they were half handy.
I mean, a lot of them were just opportunists. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, a lot of them sort of, I'll say, took it seriously. It depends what you come across, really. I mean, you know, some of them were like fucking, they'd do it for the cause, and they were fucking diehards. And like, we got members like the Taliban, like, yeah, they look like a bunch of scruffy bastards because they are. But you should never underestimate them. You know,
No.
you got that's their back garden, that's their home turf. They know like all the rat runs, they know all the fucking compounds, they know where they're working from, they know who's who, what's
Yeah.
where, and they're constantly watching everything that's happening. Do you know what I mean? They've got a massive but yeah, I mean, how far do you go into it? Like, it's
What is it? We've said it before. You said like a man will fight 100 times harder for his own land.
of course they will, yeah.
Which you see the same thing in Ukraine at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, yeah, that's it. But then what you got to remember is, like, I think the difference lies there with, you know, say for example, on one of the places where we was working out of, we had the ANCOP, which was like the Afghan National Police Service. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, they were pretty switched on. But then you'd find most of the time they were fucking stoned off their heads or like off their heads on opium. And like,
Well,
You
that was a lot with the Afghan army that you guys were training before, obviously, before everyone left. But the fact was they were nicking diesel and all of them were
they're
high
just
all the
fucking
time.
rogue, mate. They just
Proper
yeah,
scumbags.
Like, I mean, for example, I mean, there is actually clips on when you can see it on fucking YouTube and that. There's various different
Out
like
of
battalions.
their fucking face.
Yeah, like, you know, you'll go out, I mean, you see like British troops out on the ground, they'll be, you know, patrolling, whatever, and also like, fucking rounds are coming in, like blokes are like taking cover, they're like returning fire, all the rest of it, and then you'll get like some fucking
What,
random
mate, you
Afghan
with the
guy with a
RPG?
or an RPG, a PKM, he'll just be stood there, no fucking body armor, no helmet, no nothing. He's just walking into a line of fire, and you're thinking, fucking hell, mate, like, you're a liability. But what can you do? Like, you can scream and shout them all you like. They literally do their own thing. But then some of them are quite sort of like professional about it. Some of them take it seriously, but then, you know, the best part of them fucking don't. Whereas I think with the Ukraine, it's a little bit different there. They're not getting off their tits on opium and fucking,
Oh, fuck no.
you know,
No.
Ukraine, what was it? They started 10
Sorry.
They started 10 years ago. If you look it up, it's 10 years ago. They decided Russia was going to be a fucking problem. Ha,
Really?
ha. Surprisingly. Well, yeah, they invaded Crimea, didn't they? Wasn't it 10
Of
years,
course,
7, 8 years
sorry,
ago?
yeah,
2014, wasn't it?
2014, yeah.
Yeah.
Took Crimea.
And so Ukraine put mandatory military service back into effectiveness. That's why when Russia came, they were actually able to do something.
Yeah, somewhat
Yeah.
prepared.
It's been
Wait, did you see the video of grandmas building homemade napalm?
yes.
Fuck me.
They're lunatics.
And then what you got to look at on the flip side to that has been a lot of media being pushed out at the minute with a lot of these sort of like so-called Russian troops that are being drafted in. So he put
it's horrendous.
Like these guys are like literally getting picked up on buses, like sent down to like various drop-off points. They're all fucking pissed out there on vodka and all the rest of it, and then they're left on the side of the road freezing cold. They got hardly any kit. None of them got no fucking experience.
I've seen the pictures.
training whatsoever.
You've seen the pictures of them poor fuckers walking around with fucking Mosing the Gans.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And you're like, for fuck's sake, that's from
That's
like
a collectible.
it belongs in a museum.
It's a fucking antique.
Yeah,
It is fucking criminal, mate. I don't think. I mean, you fucking side of it either way you like, but you know, I think what he's doing at the minute, sending them guys in. I mean, you know, there's a lot of them fucking Russian troops that don't want to fucking be there.
No,
do you know what I mean? They don't want to be there.
The
heart's not in it.
diehard fans were in the first wave, weren't they?
Yeah,
they're fucking gone.
Yeah, no, I saw they're hiring Germany mercenary troops.
We still haven't put our name on a missile yet, Reg.
No, we haven't.
I can actually make that happen if you want.
Oh, yeah, we need to sort
I know a
that.
bloke. I know a bloke.
From Doghouse with Love.
I could actually. I can make that happen. Give us a sticker and I'll send one on. I'll get a picture for you.
That'll be banging.
But yeah, so Ukraine it's a shit show, isn't it?
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. Nobody did anything fucking about it. And now
we're still not really doing anything about
No,
it.
we're doing fuck all. It's like
We gave him some guns and that was kind of it.
It's turning into another proxy war, isn't it? Where, well, it's usually the proxy wars of the past, where you know it was the East of Russia and communism fighting capitalism, and we had we had Cuba, we had Korea, we had Vietnam, where it was all proxy wars. It wasn't Russia fighting the US, but it was someone who Russia wanted to win versus somebody we wanted to win.
Yeah.
So we just fund them and arm them. But this is quite different because you've literally got Russia invading their neighbor, the Ukraine. Obviously, we can't/won't get involved. But what we are doing is we're just like, right, have all the weapons, all the money, all the food, like everything. We're literally fueling the Ukrainian army for the right reasons as well. But I don't know. I don't think.
I think a lot of people, they've got that fear of getting involvement because of the potential outcome. Because you know the guy behind the scenes on their side of the fence is an absolute fucking head case to a certain extent.
This is my point. Yeah,
but not. I don't know.
We've seen his technology.
We haven't got to outlast Russia. We've just got. We haven't got to win the war. We haven't got to invade. I don't think we just got to outlast Putin. Because the moment all the oligarchs that fucking prop him up and have him in power decide fuck this guy and get someone else in.
How haven't they yet?
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't
everything.
I don't understand how they haven't.
They'll go missing, won't they?
They got no McDonald's there.
No,
Job's fucked.
Yes, they've got Russian McDonald's. Have you not seen the pictures?
yeah, they've like literally because
yes.
all Western companies,
Is
or
it
most
like-
of them, have just
It's called the Bratislava burger.
they've literally cut ties. Like,
Yeah,
they have
everything. They
have
got nothing left.
They ain't got Netflix, mate. What are you
They've
going to do
still
at
got-
Netflix?
What are you going to
Have
do
they
on a
still got Pornhub?
Sunday?
It'd be so funny if Pornhub had blocked them.
How do you make the country crumble? Oh, we cut off their access to Pornhub.
To be fair, that would fuck your morale, wouldn't it? What
Yeah.
would you lot
Yeah.
do out there without no fucking porn in Afghan?
Just wank each other off.
Oh, mate. I think that's the perfect time. We'll cut to a break.
You to the fridge.
On that note,
You're going to wank Keith off.
we'll be back shortly. Love you all. Bye bye. I knew you would say something. The moment the words left my mouth, I thought he was going to be like, oh, we'd fuck a cat. Or
Donkey.
Well, if I was in the Navy, we'd bum each other.
And we're back. But before we get into beer of the week, a massive shout out to the sponsor of this podcast, Orly fucking Fox. Marlon, take it away. You can do an
Reg,
ad lib.
do you hate
Fucking
tax?
hell. I despise tax and I despise the government.
I was going to say, do you hate the government?
I do.
Why would you want to pay them more than you have to?
No, don't.
Exactly. So head over to our friends down at Orly Fox. They will be sure to undercut everybody else by at least 15%.
Yes,
And they are fantastic at what they do.
they are. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to say. Use them. If you're looking for an accountant, use Orly Fox. Check them out at Orly Fox on Instagram. If you give them a follow, that'd be fucking brilliant. Up their followers, you know, get a bit more. So we know the score. It's fucking hard to grow on social media if you're doing shit like we are, constantly trying to get shadow banned.
No, that's just you.
Yeah, okay, it's just me. Yeah, me and my memes got.
You're going to have to create another Instagram.
We got a little bit of trouble on Instagram. I had my.
You started it. It's your fucking fault.
I got my branded tools taken away. They're like, you're not allowed to say it's a paid promotion anymore. And I'm like, Okay, I'll just do it anyway, and I'll not have the sticker. Fuck yourselves. Anyway, yeah. So if you go over and throw them a follow over at Orly Fox, and their website is www.orlyfox.com. Yeah, really appreciate that. Thanks, guys. So yeah, support the brands, support us, all that good shit. Right, before we get into this, what should we do? Should we do it before or after?
I do it before.
Do it before. Okay, sorry. You've just reminded us that we missed out the all-important guest questions, Matt. So, first off, what is your go-to drink, mate?
Winter would be either whiskey, single malt, as I've brought you a bottle.
Yes. He turned up with a fucking bottle of, is it
Macallan?
Is it Macallan? Is it Special Reserve? Is it?
No, it's just an entrance bottle of Macallan Quest.
Is it an entrance
bottle?
I said, fuck me, Shaq. I said, how much that cost? He was like, £80. I was like, okay. Oh, I just picked it up in the airport, just started swigging it out the bottle while the fucking World Cup's on. I'm like, that is an £80 bottle of whiskey. I'm like, it's nothing.
Oosh.
What else are you supposed to do with it?
I thought you meant to like put it over ice, maybe a
I've
drop
got
of
any
water.
donkeys around here.
So your winter is a whiskey then?
Whiskey or Imperial Stout, you know, what those really strong stouts that
Yeah,
are
like sort of
barrel aged. I
yeah,
really enjoy those.
9-10% or something.
Yeah, exactly. And in summer, I'll drink Guinness, brown ale, snake bites.
Snake bite.
So yeah, third cider and 2/3 Guinness.
Fucking hell. Have you ever...
I've heard of snake bite,
I've-
but
yeah,
isn't
this-
our snake bite different?
Our snake
Yeah, I
bite
was
is
gonna say, we had a
half
big-
lager, half cider, that snake bite in this country.
We had a big discussion with the guys from the shooting this afternoon
yeah.
about how they drink their snake bite. Apparently not the way I do, but
I've never heard anyone mix fucking cider.
well, you should try it. A third cider and 2/3 Guinness, mate. I'll have one later if you want.
Yeah, mate, you're more than welcome. We have it all here, fully stocked for the boys.
Hi, favorite category on Pornhub?
Amateur porn.
Oh, okay.
Amateur porn.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to give my 2 pence here, as I'm well known for doing on this show. It's the camera. I just can't deal with the idiot holding the camera. I don't know why. Are you on about amateur porn as in like well shot porn with like a new actress?
I was gonna say I wouldn't say
like a
actress. I sort of like semi pro only fans. You know, sort of like.
Oh yeah. I'm with you.
I've got a bit of cash to make it a bit. You know.
Yeah, get the production quality up a bit.
I don't want the guy sort of GoProing his dick from his.
Your man's got one hand on the iPhone,
Exactly.
one hand thumbing it in. Yeah.
How the fuck are you supposed to give her a spanking if you're holding the fucking GoPro?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the I know. I just don't think it's interesting to get the real overplayed shit. To be honest,
I get that. Yeah. Interesting. I've always found this so interesting. Asking people.
You learn a lot.
You do learn a lot. It's a lot very telling about a person, I think.
Well, I asked my wife what I should say, and she was like, "Well, don't you like that weird shit?" And I was like, "What weird shit?" She was like,
shitting on people.
It's supposed to look real and shit. I was like, "You mean sex?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to see somebody with triple D's over siliconed lips and shit, American accent being nailed to a wall." Just not interested.
14 black blokes running fucking train on her. You're like, yeah, this isn't very realistic.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you can't really put yourself in that position, can you?
I'm not black.
Fair point, well made. All right, and lastly, what is the most mental thing to happen to you on a night out?
Now, right, if you're eating something, please
Oh my god.
think about it. Okay, Trucker Matt, this is for you. You've asked for it.
Not so trucker Matt.
Van Matt. Exactly.
Can we call him ASOS Matt from now on?
after the Berlin story that I gave you lately, he said, "Oh, have you got any others?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, I've got one." So I went up to London with a mate, never seen England before. I want to do London, go out drinking.
Oh,
God,
saying that, I'm going to be in London when this comes out, so I can't really say too much.
No, I London is just doesn't do it for me. I'm not interested. I was like, fine, you want to go up to London? Off we go. Go out drinking. Whatever pub we landed in had live music. He goes off with a bird. I was like, oh, thank God, he'll leave me the fuck alone. Get to chatting to a chick. I was like, okay, this is going well. See a guy lurking around. I just presumed it was a best friend or something. Things get a bit hotter. He's lurking closer and closer, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So don't worry about him. I was like, okay. End of the evening, she says, you want to go home? Yeah, off we go. Got there. He's still there. He came in the cab with us. I was like, he hasn't said a word. Like, literally, he hasn't said a fucking word to me, mate.
I think I've got this. Go on.
And you've got a part of it, but you haven't got all of it, mate. And She goes, don't worry, he likes to watch.
Oh, you could say he's a cuck.
And I was sort of like, he likes...
That's
you know,
her bloke.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah. And I was like, well, okay, fair
I
enough.
will put on a show for you, my
Exactly.
man.
Grow, Biggie, grow.
Exactly. So you're also like, you give it a first go and just like have a good, 5 minutes of fun and a story.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, no worries. And he's sort of like, oh, would you like a smoke? Like, you haven't spoken to me, now suddenly you want to smoke. I was like, okay. Rolls up a joint, blows it up her her vagina. Says, oh, call it a homemade bong.
What?
Puff the smoke out of said Mrs. Intimate Parts.
After you've blown your beans up there.
Yeah.
Ledge.
And so like, okay. Weird, but suppose I can
Reggie's
get that-
face.
What is this?
That's not even the worst part, mate.
No.
Oh,
no,
yes.
No.
So like, okay, it's
Well,
weird.
he's wiping the baby batter off his fucking goatee.
It's weird, but I suppose I can get behind it. If,
I'm here now.
If you're happy with it, fine. Go for second round. She said, oh, this time, just come in my mouth, please. I was like,
No.
okay.
No, I know what you're going to say, and I don't like where this is going.
Oh yeah, baby
Can we
boy.
stop?
Give her a gob full of Brugger.
And so
Bollock yogurt.
inevitable point comes.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a sofa drinking a glass of whatever he was drinking, and she bird feeds him.
Oh, no!
I don't know what button to press.
And there you go. That's the story about Night Out in London.
I'll tell you what button to press, the fucking off button you can. Make it... Oh.
What's a mega pipe? It just makes me think of that part of the film. Remember Ace Ventura and he climbs the fucking mountain and gets
fuck
up. There's the eagle on the top. He's like, he's like dropping it in. Oh, mate, that'd be it, wouldn't it? Fuck, get on.
Oh, God, why?
Safe to say that is up there, yeah.
That... So and that was that, and you just were like, right, well, thank you for a lovely evening.
No, she sort of looked. She looked at me as if nothing was fucking weird. Okay, really, nothing was fucking weird. So you want to go have a shower? So like, you've just fed him my baby juice. And he obviously that was something that turned him on because he was sort of like, I was like, oh fuck me, I can't do with that, mate. Showered, got out of there.
Tap out.
Or
Tell her.
call
All
the cab.
of your
like,
sex stories are so end up. How do you end up in these predicaments?
well, don't ask me. It's not my fault.
It's because he's from the continent.
They see you and think, oh, he's a.
She looked decent. She looked smart. She paid for the cab. She had a house in central London.
They're the worst ones. They're all the well-paid fucking, the ones with all the money. They're the ones that want to get their fucking bollocks stood on, aren't they? Oh.
Weird as fuck.
Jeez.
Won't do that again. Do not recommend on TripAdvisor.
Yeah. Not out of 5 there, Shaq.
Oh, it's the baby bird thing. Why did you have to say it like that? Why did you have to say? Oh, good Lord! Right,
Say ah.
No. Right, beer of the fucking week. Oh, right, okay. You all right, Marlon?
Yeah.
You gathering your fucking thoughts there, mate. Yeah, right.
Right. Reg, where has this come from?
Well, we were sent this from a long-time listener of the podcast, Mr. Scott Lowson. I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong there, Shag, and I do apologise. Now, Scott works on oil rigs all over the globe, and he goes to some pretty funky places, and he'd been posted out somewhere recently where he was determined to send us this beer, because I'd asked him if he could. So I got a note here from him. It says, right, you couple of cunts. Every single note we get with beer is just abusing us.
Always calling you a couple.
Inside, you'll find some beers from Israel and Cyprus. You better fucking like the Israeli Gold Star after the bloody nightmare I've had getting it home for you. Initially, I carried 6 bottles back, but 3 were shattered into smithereens when I got my bag back. Also, 1 leaked. So I had to throw out 2 boiler suits full of glass shards and soaked in beer. Then I asked a mate of mine to carry the cans back, which he did. And I have driven 100-mile round trip to pick them up from his today. You'll have to look up the marketing bullshit, though if of any use for beer of the week. Anyway, enjoy you scumbags from Scott. So here we go. And what is it, Marlon?
Right, it's called Gold Star, Israel's finest beer. That's the only thing I can pronounce on the can. The rest of it is in Hebrew.
Oh Lord! It's Rabbi Reg here. So what? Good Lord! Now I tell you, this beer is really good. The man who makes it, he brews it himself. He brews it himself. He brews it himself. Lord, I mean, my Uncle Ishmael has drank this for years, and he only has 14 ailments, mainly to do with his ankles, you see. Oh, anyway, it's very expensive, but it has to be, because we have to. We don't make a lot of money.
The can looks like it's come from Baghdad.
It kind of does. It's kind of got that sort of Eastern,
all bit beat up.
I was going to say it's got a Middle Eastern feel to it, but it should do.
If we scan for explosives,
no, it's not them. They don't want to blow us up. They want to blow up Palestine, isn't it? Is it Palestine?
Yeah, Palestine,
Gaza. I don't know. I don't really understand what goes on over
like
there.
the Hindus fighting Islams, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like what Mecca is to the Jews.
Fuck me.
Oh, we hate everyone equally on this podcast. Right, Marlon, if you could, without any further ado, no, please read the marketing bullshit.
Right, I ain't got a lot of it. Israel, Munich, Duncan, Lager.
Did you say Munich?
That's what it says.
What?
Munich.
Israel? Munich?
No.
Munich Olympics? Bit of a touchy subject there, right?
It's just what it says.
Oh, Lord,
if you go to totalwine.com, this is the marketing bullshit.
Can I see this? Wait, before we continue, I need to see this. It literally says Israel Munich. Okay. I hope it doesn't talk about the Israeli wrestling team, but carry on.
So, the wrestling team now.
No!
This pours with a copper colour with abundant carbonation. The malt provides a sweet bread-like aroma, but it shows more toastiness on the palate. Good amount of hops keeps this in balance.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay, right, well, further ado, let's start. I'm going to pour mine into a glass. I'm intrigued by the colour. Ooh. Oh, it's dark. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Jesus, look at the metal there.
That's got some head on it. It is the carbonation on your man here.
Keith does not look impressed.
Oh, it's nice. I like it. It's got the like almost. It's got like I was gonna say really weird.
Ditch water taste.
No, it's got.
Does that taste like a
tastes
drink
like-
you used to drink back in the day?
I tell you what it tastes like. That tastes like a light version of a dark pilsner. Now, I know it doesn't make any sense because you just say, "Oh, it's a light pilsner," but it's not. It's definitely got more depth and body to it. That, and I get the toasted thing definitely.
I wouldn't say toasted. I'd say burnt.
Would you say that was borderline a Nuki Brown sort of?
No,
as not as in like the when it's in your mouth.
Yeah,
Use your words.
It's me fucking Biff, Kip and Chipper book. Hang on. No, it's it's definitely toasted off, isn't it? But it's not. I don't think it's full bodies of what it makes out to be. I'm thinking. Hang on a minute, no, because when you said about it being carbonated, it doesn't taste as carbonated as that. But it's not
fizzy piss.
No, it's more of an ale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it says dark lager beer. I'd put it more on the ale spectrum.
Yeah,
I was expecting something way clearer as lager.
Yeah, well, it said it's a dark. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's probably it's a shade more than the Amstel. If you got the terrorist color chart out there, it would definitely come up security search.
That's on the top end of the spectrum of the toaster, isn't it? That one. He's about number 5.
Oh, we hate you all equally.
But you can see by the head on it as well that it's not, I say, as carbonated because it's almost like the head's a lot finer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Where do we stand then? Marlon, what are you saying?
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
No?
That's not for me.
Sorry, Scott.
Do you want me to be honest?
He's travelled many months.
Do you want me to be honest or do you want me to lie about that?
No, you be honest, boo.
I mean, yeah, it's all right. If I saw it in a shop, I couldn't pronounce it, so I wouldn't have it. It's a 2 from me.
Oh, ouch. What are you saying, Matt? You've just been staring at that glass for the last 2 minutes, just thinking.
I'm majorly disappointed.
Oh
No, seriously. So, I don't really drink lager. I'll stay
Fair.
away from it. I don't like the carbonation it just bloats me.
Yeah.
Because I'm old and shit.
He likes a John Smith's Tudcaster.
Exactly. Fuck off. I think what really gets me is there's obviously some try and taste to it. I mean, you can taste the roast to it. There's obviously they've tried to make something of it.
Absolutely. You can definitely taste the roast.
But
Toasty, roasty, whatever.
for the rest of it, it just falls flat for me. So 2.
Oh, ouch. Keith.
Sorry, mate.
The more I drink it, the more I am starting to like it. If I'm honest with you,
Yeah.
It's not as carbonated as like it said in the description, but then that kind of works in my favour because, like what Matt just said there, I don't like heavy carbonated drinks because it sits on. That's why I drink Guinness.
Yeah.
Same.
But I reckon I could probably sit there and have a few of them. I wouldn't put it high on the spectrum. I reckon that's
good.
probably.
You can have mine.
I think it's about a 3.
Yeah.
As I say, 3. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm on a 4. I really like it. It's. Excuse me. Gassy. Very
It's not that carbonated.
It's not that carbonated. No, it's very, very Pilsner-esque, very, very hoppy, and it is. I really like the sort of the toasted. What was it? Toasted hops? I forgot what he said now, but it's
the poor translation was poor.
Munich Olympics.
Good amount of hops, keep the balance.
Okay. What was the thing about toasted in there? No, am I dreaming?
So the malt provides a sweetbread-like aroma, but it shows more toastiness on the palate.
There we go. Well, yeah, that's what I thought. I really like it.
The only downside to that drink is, also I know a lot of us are starting to sort of like belch and burp and that. Do you ever get that bit where you kind of burp and you bring a bit of froth back up?
Yeah, you're like,
that's what I'm starting to get a lot of now with this one.
The old acid reflux starts working. God, we're getting fucking old, don't you? Jesus Christ. So, has anybody got any Rennies? Fucking hell. No, I like it, man.
I got some actually, if anyone.
It's getting a 4 from me. So we got 3 2s and a 4. I mean,
Do you want to average it at a
I'll make you a deal. Where I will take it. I'll take a 4. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, it's a 3, isn't it? Really.
So the funny thing about it is when he does this, he looks Jewish as well when he does it.
Where's your hat gone?
I'll come back for the other one next week. We'll take it back up to a 4. I'll loan you that one. A low interest rate, I promise. Anyway, enough of this fucking madness. I don't know why. I don't know. Just it is what it is. Right, Matthew, something else I wanted to ask you, mate. Why is
it so fucking expensive?
Why is it so expensive? But why do you have so much? Why is it such a rich country? First question: do you have a national deficit?
Yes,
you do. That is,
but the Nazi gold will have that covered.
I think we've just put it up to
3 pence.
No, fuck off. We've just injected over the last 2 years, I think, 2 billion to keep us up to float with the euro. As you all know, France and their fucking boat. Sorry.
More French bashing. Yes, I like it.
Their euro is absolutely useless at the moment. Okay, Germany's in there too and rest, but mostly, fun fact, you know that France is interest rate on their national debt cannot be covered by their annual income.
No.
So,
What's their GDP, their gross domestic product can't cover the interest on their deficit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! What? That just.
This is so surprising, Monsieur Le Baguette.
Oh no, we made some bad investment. Maybe we should drink some wine and smoke some cigarettes.
Some fucking snails. It all first fucking started in 1938 when they built the Maginot Line, didn't it? They built a fucking wall, so came to Belgium, like, oh no, the Germans won't come through here.
They won't go through the Ardennes.
They wouldn't dare. Oh, we've just been fucked.
Oh shit, they have. All this massive thing we built is totally fucking useless.
Exactly. No, so Switzerland, because of, us being a country that lives borderline to Germany, Austria, France and Italy.
God, you are fucking...
Must be awful.
Yeah, that is. I mean, Belgium's Belgium, innit? I don't mind Belgium.
No, they're all right.
What, you're looking at me like you're going to fucking tear me eyes out.
No, Belgium's gorgeous. They've got lovely beer.
Yeah.
Shit roads, but...
Nice chocolate.
Nice chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of whorehouses as well. Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah, I usually go for the chocolate and whorehouses.
Also, one of the biggest producers of child porn. So there's one to think about.
Your search history must be fucking terrible.
I just know loads of shit that is totally useless.
It's because they got the chocolate, innit?
What nonce nuggets?
Like, the girl sat behind me in the fucking shooting ground when he said that. What the fuck?
Nonce nugget.
Werther's originals from this day forth will be referred to as nonce nuggets. Care of
It's a
Jack and
fucking
Dano.
outrage.
Oh, so sorry.
No problem. So
So the French are fucked, which is nice to know.
so because of the euro
good.
being so fucked, Switzerland decided, if we want to keep our country afloat, export, import being interesting, we've got to invest to keep the Swiss franc from going too high.
Right.
We did for 2 years. We told the EU, figure your shit out, mate. We will invest 2 billion because we can. Literally, that's what the Swiss government said. We can invest 2 billion because we can try and keep you afloat, because it also it's interesting for us to keep export and import prices to a logical standard.
I thought you were going to say it's interesting to us just to see
Just
France
to
carry
see-
on fucking it up for a while more.
Well, that's where it becomes really fucking interesting. So we stopped, I think, August or September this year, and I went for 3 weeks to Spain on holiday when I changed my job. I could pay in Swiss francs. It would cost me less than in euros. So, when you put your card in,
Yeah.
and they say,
You got the option to pay in your.
would you like to pay in euros? Would you like to pay in Swiss francs? So, like, if I do that here at the moment, it'll cost me, I don't know, let's say for 3 pints, 12 quid.
Yeah.
Put my card in, and it'll say, would you like to pay £12? Would you like to pay 15.31 Swiss francs? Spain, euro's so fucked up at the moment, it was, would you like to pay this? 12 euros for the beers. In Swiss francs, 11.58.
Fuck.
11.58, you can go fuck yourself, Frenchie.
What the fuck?
Bing bong.
I think. Well, my political opinion, which I don't often voice on this podcast, I'm very reserved, and I'm.
I think we should seek France.
Well, no, I think. I think Germany realistically is the only fucking country propping up the euro,
Well, take Germany away. Well,
and that it's fucked. It's
seriously.
absolutely fucked.
you want to hear something awful? I'm sorry, Marlon, it's a bit of politics.
No, I like it.
Germany managed Germany managed in 2000. When was it? 2008, 2010, when they got their EU properly running.
Yeah.
What they didn't manage in 1939. No, they got a hold of fucking Europe in their hands.
You're not fucking wrong, mate.
Mate, you want to do something different? You want to change the rules? Germany's got to go say yes.
Yeah, that's so
Not France. France can fuck off. Spain's useless. Portugal are not even going to start talking about it.
But Portugal, fuck me. They're just a.
And they tried it. They tried it on with us in Switzerland when we voted one of the hardest laws we've ever voted, as in mass immigration, keeping it down to a certain number.
Oh, did you vote on that as a country? But it's a referendum.
So Switzerland's a direct democracy. Sorry.
Every law is voted on.
Yep.
What? That's incredible. But I think that's how it should be. But
Yeah.
then again, the general public are idiots. So
Well, it came up to, and they said, listen, we're up to 22 or 23% immigrants in Switzerland. So
Yeah.
that means on the 8 million we are now, we've got about 2 million immigrants.
right, okay.
Which is a number that we were okay with. But we don't want to go above 25. We voted for it.
And that was that.
It went in. Because we're not in the EU, we have what they call the Schengen agreements. EU, especially France and Germany, went, we are not happy with your vote. We will now do what you call mobbing in a work environment. We will not accept your students in our universities. And we also went, okay, fuck off then. We don't want yours.
Oh.
And they were sort of like, but you're not allowed to do that. Well, yeah.
And they were like, we're going to take our money out of your banks. And you were like, try.
No, they can, please do. Because you won't. You
Take
fucking
your
cunt.
fuck off.
Okay, you won't. So it was a rubbish bluff that didn't work out. And look at them now. 2 years later, now they're coming sort of like, oh, Switzerland, can we no, fuck off. We've injected 2 billion. You didn't take your head out of your ass. Fuck off.
Christ. So what is it with Swiss banking that makes it so attractive?
It's not Swiss banking. I think it's Switzerland was for a long time a safe zone, a bit like Guernsey, a bit like the Cayman Islands, a bit like all those offshore paradises.
Oh, Summit, before I forget, sorry to interject. Do you remember when the Panama Papers came out?
Mm-hmm.
The woman who leaked them, found them, whatever you want to do, the whistleblower, she's from Malta. Do you know she was killed in a car bomb?
So surprising.
Yeah, like recently in Malta. The Illuminati. Anyway, sorry.
I think we were considered an offshore account for so long that it just became something that Switzerland made a marketing out of. Swiss banks have always been what they've been. We have the whole incident in 1939, 1945 and collecting teeth of people, putting them in bank accounts. No, but seriously, is that?
That's what it was, yeah.
It was. They
no bones about it.
They melted down rings, they melted down jewellery from poor people that they'd actually sent to concentration camps, and then they sent it to banks. And that's what funded their war in itself, because Switzerland would lend them more money for what they've deposited.
Yeah.
When Hitler decided to give himself a happy end and shoot himself in the face, Switzerland's sort of like, what money? Never existed.
Is that literally what happened? Like, I mean, well,
allegedly.
Can't say for certain, but is that like the general belief?
I mean, it's like we're supposed to be neutral, but we've cut off Russia's access to their banks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but we've cut off their access to the Swiss banks.
And what is this sort of neutrality mentality that the Swiss has? Where does this sort of come from?
How good are you on Europe history?
Slightly above average.
Okay,
I wouldn't say I'm amazing.
So Switzerland's official name is Helvetic Confederation.
Right.
Okay, so CH. That's why you have a CH on a car, not an S for Swiss.
Oh.
Okay, so before we were Swiss and a banded group of idiots, we were what they called les Helvètes, so Helvetians, I think, Helvetics. I'm not sure what the English term would be for it. We used to sell our services to any standing army. So we'd be in ourselves one of the highest mercenary forces until 1746, I think it started. One of the reasons we're still the Pope Swiss Guard is from that era. We used to sell our services off for the highest bidder.
I was going to ask you about that, because you have a special branch in your army, I assume, that is still for the Pope.
Relied upon, by the Vatican.
Yeah.
It's called the Swiss Guard. A bunch of poofters in a silly costume. No, seriously, it used to be special trained forces.
Yeah.
I mean, you look up the last stand when they invaded Rome and they tried to overtake the Catholic Church again. 190 Swiss Guards died for the Pope. At that time, they were mean sons of bitches that were actually there.
Yeah.
Now they're sort of like, I want to be a Swiss Guard and go suck the dick. I'm not a great fan of the Vatican. I'm not a great fan of what they stand for. I think that Switzerland should...
they do like to stand for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Switzerland, we were talking about it yesterday. Switzerland, we still have to pay in our income tax for the local parish. We have to pay it. You don't get a choice. You have to pay it. I know every year I give 160 quid to the government for the fucking church, and Vatican is fucking loaded. It drives me up the fucking wall.
Is it so you pay... So you're giving this amount to the church or to...
It goes to the government that gives it to the church.
What, the Catholic Church?
Mm-hmm.
But what to pay? What? That doesn't make any sense. I thought it would...
Oh, it doesn't make any sense at all, I know.
Why are you paying... The Vatican are using the Swiss Guards?
Because Switzerland is a country that is highly Catholic.
Oh, is it?
Still is now.
Oh, I see.
But that won't change. I mean, I got married to my wife. I didn't have a Catholic... I didn't go to church. My father-in-law Father-in-law? Which one was that?
Father-in-law.
Father-in-law.
Her dad.
Yeah,
Father-in-law, her dad.
Just looked at me and sort of went, "You're not going to church?" I was like, "Fuck no. They'll burn me at the entrance."
Is it really
Just
still
burst
sort
into flames as you walk in?
Still sort of like that over there?
Oh, mate. I'm now 32. I grew up in a smaller village. Well, we talked about this yesterday. In a really small village. 700 people.
To be fair, I grew up in a village similar size to that.
700 people.
Shout out to Pretty on the Mendips. What up, fam?
1,500 cows.
Oh, so the more... Yeah,
exactly. I grew up in a farmer's village. And when I was 11, 9, 10, 11, I must have been 11 when in class, they said like, oh, you need to go to Catholic school and shit like that. You've got to do your lessons.
Yeah.
But you can choose not to. Bit like you can choose not to join the German army. The big yes is like this and the no is like that. And I said, no, I'm not interested. I just didn't feel the need to it. I didn't feel a calling to it. I had a local priest and local parish call my mum up and said, oh, your son's doomed to hell. You don't understand.
What?
Oh, no, mate, you don't... He
will burn in the hellfire.
He's a witch.
He will burn in the hellfire.
He won't be able to marry one of the local girls. My mum went, fine. They're all fucking inbreds anyway.
What's up, baby? Take me out to...
Hey, yo.
So, yeah, Switzerland's still highly Catholic.
I didn't know that.
We have the Catholic and they have the Protestants, but it's all the same faith in itself. And that is
Try and say that in Northern Ireland, mate.
We don't plant bombs, we just give each other money. No, but seriously, it's Switzerland works like that. It's always worked like that. And the reason they still have such a contract with the Catholic Church is because of it. I mean, you should see the amount of money. I mean, every single town still has a church in our country.
They are the Catholic Church is one of the richest organizations.
It drives me up the fucking world.
In the world.
They're like, oh, you don't understand. We're poor. Well, you're not poor, mate.
No.
Look at the state of your cellars in Vatican City. You've got access to information that I would chop a leg off to go and see.
What they have down
there. And
their
book sales as well. Incredible. Honestly.
But so getting back to where Switzerland's got his riches from, that's part of it in itself.
And it's just sort of maintained the whole banking industry.
And even during the First, Second World War, even now, they still sell gun parts, ammunition to whoever wants to buy it. And we criticize the Americans because they will sell war as a form of economy. Because America cannot turn if it's not got an ongoing war. It won't work.
The military-industrial complex is so big, is enormous.
Exactly.
And America, I mean, but the thing is, America takes full use of it, but so does fucking China.
Ooh.
China has a huge military-industrial complex. Military industry, shall we say?
Yeah.
Enormous. I mean, it was. I was watching something the other day, and obviously Norenco, which is I believe a Chinese arms firm. I was watching this thing the other day. It was a Vice.
I think they make tires as well.
Like a Vice documentary, and they go to what do they call it? Call it Armex for sake. It's a big military expo where generals and bigwigs in the government go to buy tanks, fighter planes, and guns and shit. Anyway, Shane Smith, who runs Vice, he goes with an ex-Marine or former Marine, and he goes there, and they're looking round, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you see that? That's a Norenco fucking shoulder-fired rocket. Oh yeah, the Taliban used to fire those at us." And Shane Smith goes up to the Chinese, and he's like, "So you sold these to the Taliban?" And he's like, "Oh, no, speak English. Like, yeah. They'll sell. Anyone, if there's war, there's money to be made, isn't there?"
Switzerland has made quite a bit of money with that, with precision mechanics and stuff like that. Watches and weird components to go into machinery that you need. I believe even we made the part of the German tanks and cannons that they needed.
Really?
They need to be precise engineered, yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it?
Exactly. So that's how it's made up, and I think just Switzerland built on it from there. To be honest, it never had a French president to start with, so they didn't have a problem with their fucking finances. But yeah, so that's where it came. But we were talking about it yesterday, if you take a classic Swiss family, okay, so what do you call medium class? Okay,
middle class, yeah,
middle class. They'll earn between 4.5 to 5.5k a month.
Well, as in by what?
Swiss francs.
What, individually?
Yeah, individually.
And that in our money is what, about 3.7, something like that?
3.7, between 3.7 and 4.5, I'd say is the just bracket of what we have.
That's monthly income per
person each.
That's insane. And you said your minimum wage is about £2,000 a month.
No, minimum wage in Switzerland is 3.2 Swiss francs, so that would be 2.8. Rough numbers. Don't quote me on them.
Yeah, but obviously it's all relative. It's all relative because your cost of living is much higher than what we have over here. Like I said, I've been through Switzerland once. I got to the border, and I was expecting like we'd done a load of borders on this road trip. I was expecting to get all my fucking stuff out and all my paperwork. I ain't gonna fuck about that. I just had to pay the road tax for a year. I was like, Shag, I'm gonna be in your country 5 fucking minutes, like literally one day. And they're like, no, it's £80. I was like, okay, there's the money. They slapped the little sticker on my windscreen. They're like, bye bye. I don't care what you have in there.
No, exactly. If you take down a monthly income and how you would spend it, a rent for a 3.5 to 4.5 room house, will cost you between 1.6 to about £2,000
in just a standard one, not
just
in
a standard,
in your
nothing major, nothing incredible, nothing not in one of the big towns, not one that's next to the lake and the views and shit. You don't even want to talk about prices up there, mate. After that, you go through national health insurance that you have to pay. It's about 300.
I found this a little bit weird.
So, Hound,
there's no funded NHS or anything.
No.
Oh, so you don't have.
They're all private, but they're all private, but it's law to have one.
Hang on.
Yeah.
So you don't have national healthcare.
Nope.
But you have private healthcare, but you have to have.
But you have to have private healthcare. You can't go without any healthcare. You can't do it like the Americans say, oh man, I lost my leg. How am I going to pay for it?
Galley.
Golly.
So you pay for it every month in the form of
Yeah.
like a national health insurance?
No, you pay it to the company.
What?
My company is Helzana. Pretty much.
How much is that a month?
Ooh.
1 gold bar.
I got 1 gold bar. I could look it up, but I think mine's $569 for the whole family.
$569
So $569, yeah.
a month.
A month, yeah.
Jesus!
How quickly can you get,
Christ.
if you rang up, say, this
Oh, mate.
morning,
Mate, I go into a hospital here. I give my Swiss insurance card. I'm sent to private board. And
Oh,
they'll suck my
really?
dick too, yeah.
You'd be down in Circle Bath then, even if you sprain your ankle.
Yeah.
I'll be breaking legs every fucking day.
over there,
He hasn't
I
spoken for
assume,
10
like,
minutes.
because it is
He comes out
private,
with that blinder.
it is, you can get seen immediately.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And like, there's no,
I mean,
if you need a dentist, you can get there an appointment the same day.
dentist is not covered by that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were saying about this last night.
Dentists are fuckers.
How much have you just spent on your mouth in the last, like...
About $5,000.
So
was
do
that
you-
just-
Should have gone a turkey shag.
Oh, I know. I told him. I'm saving up $8,000. We're going to do a joint date,
Me and
mate,
him, we're going to get a deal. We're both going to go to Turkey.
and get our teeth done.
We were talking about this. I'm going to get, they call it all on 6. Where like, my whole top row, I'm going to have them all, my whole top mandible, they call it. I don't know. All of them taken out and get false teeth made, but not like taking out ones. They mount them on 6 pegs. And they like drill these pegs into
That's how they make a crown, actually. Now, you know when they fix a crown, it's the same principle.
Is it?
Except they're just doing it, sort of like, yeah, go to sleep, bye bye.
Yeah.
Do all your teeth. Do all
I'm
the
so
same.
fucked off with my teeth. It's
Mate.
unholy. They're fucking
So, yeah,
shagged.
We'll organise it.
Yeah.
do you
oh.
just sorry, Reg, just going
Hey,
to jump
carry
in
on,
there.
mate.
Like with, so do you not get like medical or dental care sort of treatment as part and parcel of your service in the Swiss military?
Yeah. If it happens while you're on service.
Oh, so you've got to be like in kit, on active,
Yeah,
like
so-
work for.
So the way Switzerland works, once you've done your basic training, you'll get your 4 weeks every year that you've got to do. So if anything happens during basic training, all those 4 weeks, and you're on what they call marching orders, you're covered 100% your whole life. Whatever happens.
But if you're in your civvy kit, just going about day-to-day
You're
business,
fuck
nothing. That's mad, isn't it? Because the only reason why I ask, because obviously when you just said there about how much you've got to pay for your medical care, and also you don't have to pay for your dental care because you've got to pay for that separately. Also, the British military, like your dental and your like medical health care is there for you. Do you know what I mean? And
Okay.
your dependents as well. So, for example, when I was married, if she had anything that needed like to be done, or the kids, they'd also be covered as well.
That's
really?
cool.
So, that was a massive shock to me when I got out of the military and I came back to Civvy Street. And, like, for example, I had a phone call from the local dentist practice down in down where I live. And they were like, yeah, just come in, get checked out, this, that, and the other. And I walked out with like £180 bill. I was like, what the fuck's that for? You just opened my mouth and looked inside. And I was just routine checkup and a quick x-ray. I was like, you fucking... And, like, that hit quite hard.
Yep.
Like, because for all that time I was serving, I didn't know until I got out. Like one of the girls I was chatting to in Canada, who was a mate of my friend, she worked in the dental surgery. She's like, yeah, like, because I had a tooth extracted before I went on tour. She goes, oh, we could have put a crown in for you, free of charge.
Oh.
Any colour you want. Could have had a
Oh,
fucking
you
gold
could have
tooth.
gold.
Yeah. You can still get gold teeth made. You can still get them
I
made.
was like,
yeah.
are you fucking serious? She was like, yeah, we could fucking square that away. I was going to get all the front ones done, all the bottom.
Grill and all.
But yeah, now, I would get reminders on like a text message or a fucking email saying you got to come in and get checked. I was like, look, I'm brushing my teeth. I'll be all right.
I don't know. I'm brushing them.
No, I'm not coming in for that. No fucking. And that's why I'm surprised that given the country you live in, and
It's mandatory service.
like
yeah.
you say, the money that's there, like how
Yeah,
the forces wouldn't sort of provide that service for you guys, like around the clock, so to speak.
Well, we were talking about it the other day when we were talking about, not weird, post-service discussions you're supposed to have with your officers and your commanding officers about what you've seen on the front, what you've seen, what you've been doing
been through.
actively. So obviously Switzerland being neutral, we don't have that much going on. But what I serve in is we're in charge of anything that's natural disasters. And we live in a seismic
Yep.
region. So we have the African plate with the Euro-Austral plate coming together.
Oh,
Literally
shit.
the region I live. We had landslides 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
fuck.
Not a pretty sight.
No, I
Um,
don't expect so.
A river went overflowing, mountain river went overflowing. Unfortunately, took the life of a 7-year-old girl and her father.
Oh, fuck.
And we were called in to go and look for them because obviously you need proof of
Yeah.
of existence, put it that way. We were called in for 8 weeks, so that's not anything regular. That you're called in as in, you know, sort of like national problem. You need to come in. You get a phone text. You get a marching order through after, you know, to give to your insurance and shit to your employer. But it'll come up on my phone saying, "Listen, you've got to be tomorrow morning at this and this place, and you've got to come in full kit, and you've got to come in with that. You know, just how it works.
ready to roll, like
Ready to roll." 2 years after, I got an email saying, "If you need to talk to somebody, there's this and this number you can call to."
2 fucking years.
2 years.
2 fucking years. As one of the subjects we discussed with Keith is, I'm lucky enough that we live in a country where it's never a problem. I've got friends. I've still had family that served here in England. Keith can probably talk about it too. There's got quite a few friends that have served and come back not exactly like they should have. And people just ignore it. People just ignore it. You're supposed to be able to deal with it. You're supposed to be return to a civil life without even just like switching.
Yeah, click in, click out.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
You can't ask people to go and do some of them and see some of the most horrendous shit you could ever ask of a human being and still expect them to come back the same person with no problems.
But they do.
And
They do, don't they?
that's the thing, and they do. And then to provide either no help or the most minimal sort of token amount that they can say, "Oh, we do this," and you're like, "Yeah, you do," but it's a fucking 6 months waiting list, and by month 5 you've blown your fucking head off, you know.
If it's not, if you blow somebody else's head off at the same time.
That's the other side of the coin, isn't it? There's a lot of that goes on, which is fucking terrifying. You know, I don't know. We were on about, me and my wife were talking about it the other day, and we're watching a World War I film, and there was a scene in it where it was a program actually, and this bloke's shot for cowardice, and she was like, "What?" I was like, "Well, that's what they used to do. Like they were shot for cowardice. If they didn't go over the top, they were shot." And she was like, "Oh yeah, but he was there shivering at the bottom of a trench, like he's clearly like mentally fucked." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's PTSD." But back then they had no idea what the fuck that was, and they just thought that you're a coward and they'd shoot you. And that's just like, you know, as brutal as that was back then, have we really come that far?
Not sure.
Not really, because although we don't shoot them, but we may as well do. We leave people like that who have issues like that to go out by themselves.
Things have definitely.
I don't want to talk out of turn here, so please tell me to shut the fuck up.
I think things have definitely come on a long way, but there's still fucking massive rooms for improvement.
Yeah.
So you need people that fucking know to be there on side of you. And this is what I said to a lot of people back along, like with you cunts here at the fucking doghouse. Like, you know, it's nothing in relation to what I did in the military, but it's a network of people that are on the same wavelength. And that's what a lot of people do need. And you've created this sort of like community of misfits, which will listen.
I'm going to call it a scumbaggery.
The scumbaggery. Yeah, and that's, you know, so I found you guys. Reg found me down the Crown one night, didn't you? Bleach white jeans and the fucking Doc Martens on it, and the old braces. What shag?
I've tried many a look in my time.
But like, you know, all jokes aside, you know, if I hadn't been here a part of this with you lot now, I'd sit there and think to myself, where would I be? Like, what would I be doing? Because I know a lot of people have fallen off the wagon, and they're fucked up. They're still struggling, and you know, they don't know how to go about it. Do you know what I mean? So these things don't go away, do they? But they've got a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot more that can be done. But also, I don't know what it's like in Switzerland. I don't know what it's... I mean, if it's the same as the UK, like once you've done your time in the forces and you leave, you're on your fucking own. Yeah. Like, you go to the States, for example, like you fucking...
States.
It's completely fucking different. Like, you walk on red carpets everywhere you go, to a certain extent. Like, I'm not gonna,
like, everywhere, like, it's vets first, well, active and vets first.
Yeah.
So especially even getting on a plane, which I understand. And then everywhere has military discount, whether you serve or served. There is so much respect for them. Like, you see them walking around and like everyone's going, "Oh, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service."
Yeah.
It's strange. It is strange.
It's weird, and like, you know, and that's what I've also found strange. Like back along where, you know, you've had people like since being here and a part of your podcast, you know, I've had people messaging me going like, "Honestly, fucking gleaming episode. Really appreciate your service." And I'm like, I don't know how to take that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm humbled by it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm just a guy that signed up. I did my job just like everyone else would have done. You know, it's what we do. But obviously out there it's a different fucking level, isn't it? But I think definitely here in the UK, and it'd probably be the same for you guys over in Switzerland as well, I think there's massive rooms for improvement for just, having that support network
100%.
for people, regardless of what you're doing, because it doesn't matter, like I said, frontline troops, national disaster, fucking anything. Like, you know,
if you think about it, I'm still an active fireman too. For so Switzerland, you also, I don't know how that works here, but we are firemen in our counties, in our counties and our villages. We're still an
Is that by you're made to do that, or is that by
otherwise
choice?
you have to pay for it. Welcome to Switzerland. You don't do it, you pay for it.
you gotta pay for everything, right?
Hell.
So I'm an active fireman to do with my job too, but it can be a front line. I mean, how to get this easily. One of the first interventions I did as a fireman was a Cessna that came down.
Jeez.
And the two older people that were in it were crispier than a pack of Lays.
Golly.
So you didn't know where to get a body bag or a dustpan and brush out from?
Exactly, mate. It smelled like charred meat and cloth. You ever had plastic cloth burnt to seared human meat, and all you can smell is that?
And that's one of them smells that will stick in your nose for months.
Fuck me.
It don't go away.
I
does
didn't
it?
eat meat for nearly 2 months. Any charred flesh that I could smell, and I love meat. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And because we're civilians doing a civilian's job or helping out,
It's sort of overlooked. I expect,
nobody even
isn't
thinks
it?
about it. You got people on the front lines that should have that medical attention that don't. You've got people back home that've got that problem that don't get that attention. London, when they had that massive building burned down.
Grenfell, yeah.
You know how long it took for them to actually get counselling?
Go on.
Oh, you're only fireman? What, you're only... Fuck off, mate. You're sitting on a sofa watching the TV. You wouldn't even step out your fucking house to go help somebody else. My wife said to me, she said, my son was born in January. She said, from now on, you do not step foot into a fire again. I said, I've got this year to do again. I've signed up for this year. I can't get out of it. I've had 3 active fires this year. And she said to me, every single time I've gone out, every single time, she said, you look at your son and you tell him you love him, you're going to come back.
The thing is with fire service as well, it's not even just the fires that you guys would deal with, because I know a guy that it's obviously back in the day when I was living out in Spain, a couple that my mum and dad were quite pally with, he was an ex-fireman from the London Fire Service, and it wasn't so much like the fires he'd go out to, it was more like the accidents, like like the road traffic accidents or
people out of cars
down in the
and shit,
underground
yeah.
and all the rest of it. So like he was saying to me that, you probably know as well from sort of like the fire service, the military background, you've got to have a dark sense of humour to get yourself through certain sort of jobs, do you know what I mean? So I won't say I won't basically tell the stories he's told me, but yeah, you've got to have a dark sense of humour. But I remember him telling me once about this, it was a road traffic incident, accident, whatever you want to call it now. It was basically a fucking sports car that had gone into the back of an Arctic lorry, hit the fucking slam bar, turned it into convertible, and the 2 girls sat on the front seat were now...
Convertible.
Exactly, yeah, they were soft top. And like all jokes aside...
Yeah, but
sorry, man.
He was talking about that. I get it.
Yeah.
I completely get it.
And that was the one that sent it for him. He was like, look, that's it. That is enough. But the thing is though, mate, like, obviously I don't know, like, this was fucking years ago. I mean, you got to remember, I was probably only sort of 11 or 12 when I heard him talking about this. So this was probably years even before that. They probably didn't have that sort of level of sort of like treatment support back then. I mean, look at it now in comparison to that. You fucking piece of shit. You're older than me, Marlon.
Speed you move, yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Pick on fucking Marlon now.
Marlon's watches a calendar, innit?
Who cunts. What I also wanted to ask you told me last night when I picked you up from the airport, you've bought a cask for your son.
Yes.
Tell everyone else. I found this fucking interesting.
Fucking amazing. You should do this on the podcast, mate. Well, you've got to last 18 years, but... so... When
Not the way we were going, Shag, over the
Yeah, I
last
was
6
gonna say.
months.
When my... So I'm mixed heritage, as you can probably tell. My English is decent.
Very good.
Very good.
It's better than half of these cunts, to be fair.
Oh, fuck off, Keith, you cunt.
How do you know I was talking about you?
So my mum's Welsh, but was brought up in England. My dad's German. Yeah.
9.
9.
Sie bitte.
And when I met my wife, to me, my heritage is important. It's important for me to remember where I'm from. I come usually home every year. I call it home. I try to come to England every year see family. I couldn't because of COVID and shit, and then married and getting married, and then the child being born. It made it complicated. This is the first time I'm out of my house without my wife and my child since 2021.
Good Lord.
So it's really weird for me, but it's weird. I'm enjoying it to bits. It's amazing, but it's weird to me. So when my son, I was told I was going to have a son. Because if it was a girl, fuck him. She doesn't need whiskey. Sorry, it's a joke. It's a joke. Not really. No, seriously. Whether it was a girl or boy, for me, I wanted something that lasted. And I didn't want it to be the typical Swiss thing. Oh, I put money in the bank. Oh, every 2 months you get this and this. And when you're 18, you turn.
You can have some gold.
Exactly. And you get your Jewish bank. Read it.
Oh, yes.
I'll set you up with Uncle Marlon, mate. You'll figure it out.
Don't set anyone up with me.
So I sort of started looking into alternate ways of investing and making something interesting for my kid. And I enjoy whiskey, as you might have heard. Talking about that, we're going to have a sip sooner or later. I sort of looked it up. I was like, oh, can you buy a cask? I was like, oh, that's cool. A cask is cool. It's worth its amount of money. Figured it out, looked it up. There's quite a few distilleries in the UK, mostly Scotland and Wales do one, I think, where you can buy a cask and they'll keep it in their distillery cellars for the time you want. You pay for it every year. You pay for the initial fill, then you pay for it, and you can drink it as early as 12 years old. So I was like, oh, my son's going to be turning 18. It's a great investment for him. So
Can I ask how big the cask is?
Yeah, I bought a 250-litre cherry butt.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it ain't like a 9 litre.
No, proper whiskey cask, mate.
Yeah.
250 litres of whiskey.
That's a fucking 18th birthday to remember, isn't it?
Yeah, innit?
Or not, as
Golly.
the case will be.
Dad of the fucking year, bring the hookers and the blows. All right?
Take me out.
Let's fucking go!
Doghouse on tour.
Cat can sluts! Cat can sluts!
Nose beers.
So I was like, that's a great idea. I checked it out. Had to do a bit of sampling, tactical sampling. So sad. And I landed on the Isle of Arran, a small island between Scotland and Ireland. And I tried their 21-year-old. It's like, yeah, not bad. This is good. How much you want for a cask? Don't quote me exactly on the amount, but I think it was £4,500
Jesus.
for 250 litres. That aged for 12 years. If you wanted to go older, you've got to pay a set amount per year to keep storage, and it needs to be turned over and looked after. It never comes to your house, so it stays in storage. It stays there.
Yeah.
But the cask is marked to your name. Nobody else will drink it except the distiller to try it, and they will serve a quality product to you.
Yeah.
And she said, so what are you doing? I said, I'd like to put in my son's name, but only when he's 18 does he get ownership. Okay, how many years are you paying for 18? I think it cost me, in itself, it cost me $6,000, I think.
All in.
All in.
So that's for all those years of storage.
Exactly, all those years
Come
of
on, Patreons.
No, but it's paid till he's 18. When he turns 18, he gets the certificate in his name. He can decide if he wants to go another 3 years to make a 21-year-old whiskey. I hope that he's smart enough to think that's a good idea. And not drink it with a hooker. If he's really smart, he'll keep a quarter of the bottle. So you get it bottled and shit. There's all the process to it.
Oh, they'll do everything for you.
Well, you've got to get it bottled with one of their partners. They
course,
they won't let you just do shit with it. It is a product. It is.
You can't just rock up and be like, all right, I'll have
Shag.
your barrel now. Shag.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dump it in the back of the Hilux.
Exactly. You can't do that. But I said if you keep a quarter of the whiskey for you bottled, you sell half of it off, and the other quarter you keep to reinvest in another whiskey cask. I've told my wife, I said, we're building a house this year, but from next year on, I would probably buy a cask a year.
Really? I've seen it advertised on Instagram and a couple other places.
Well, hey, be careful because there's Instagram dated in Russia selling a cask that's not really a cask.
I've not looked into it, but I've seen that there
I found one on Wish as well.
Surprising.
There's some great investments to be had in investing in whiskey.
Well, rum does it too, but the only problem that I have with rum is that it's in an unstabler part of the world in itself.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Where corruption is really fucking high.
Yeah.
And you could invest $3,000 in it, and it goes very well for the first 6 years, and then change of government, change of something, and it just disappears.
Military coup. And
Scotland's pretty safe until we build that fucking wall.
Oh, I'll get in there. I don't know why you hate the Scots so much.
Because they want to leave us.
I really don't. No, they don't.
They won't.
Yes, they don't. No, they fucking don't, because they voted on it and they voted to stay.
Yeah,
so the majority of the country.
cunt.
Yeah, well, she's a dick, but the majority of the country wanted to stay a part of the UK.
Have you heard what's happened recently? So they wanted another referendum.
Well, no, because it doesn't matter.
And,
because everything that, if
it got overruled, basically. They're
well,
not allowed one.
if the UK says yes, the Scottish government say no. So I don't know. Right, I think that's a good place to fucking end it. Matthew, I can't thank you enough for coming on, mate, and appreciate you coming down
the
to our
furthest travelled guest yet.
yeah, our little pokey little fucking garage on the middle of the Mendips.
A studio, dickhead.
It's
amazing.
No, thank you for coming
No,
on,
yeah,
man.
really appreciate you coming down.
Keith, thanks for gracing us with your unholy presence again.
You're fucking more than welcome, mate.
Very kind. Right.
We're going to wrap up and fuck off for a curry.
Yeah, we're going for a curry now.
boy.
So yeah, but he's so excited. The one thing is there anything you want to do while you're over here, Matthew?
Curry.
I want a curry. Okay.
He did say kudos first, but then he said curry.
Right. One quick last shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Orly Fox, fucking legends. Kieran's the boy. They will sort you out. Hit them up. If you're going out on your own, striking out, self-employed, starting up your own little business, whatever you're doing, we're all of that age now where we're thinking, fucking hell, I'm never going to get rich working for someone else. I need to work for myself. Get yourself a decent accountant so you can become even more richer, and don't give the government any more money than you have to because they're cunts. Thank you everyone for listening. Please rate us 5 stars on Spotify. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Follow us on YouTube.
All the good shit that goes along with it. Subscribe to the Patreon. Support the boys. We love you all. And from me, Rabbi Reg, it's been wonderful. Thank you, Lord. Marlon, goodbye.
Bye, Reg.
Right.
I've been Marlon.
I've been Reg.
I've been Matthew.
And I've been Toucan Van Damme.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio.
Don't forget to moisturize.